There we go. Man, what a day. What a fun little day. Oh, skip it up. There we go. Get that on. Zukop, I hope you know you're a Fulton bastard. A bloody Fulton bastard. I hope you know that. Yeah, swear this asshole, bro. This dog's straight up an asshole. Straight up an asshole. Yeah. There we go, cool. Alright. Oh my goodness. And I must say, I love when corporate fucks up a little bit. Because today was definitely one of those days for corporate, I must say. Because from what I found out is that today wasn't even like an early close day for the store, but they copied and pasted the schedule, so basically we got to close early anyway. At least for our department, because they fucked up that much. Which I'm okay with. You know, it's like if they want to, like, because last second before we dipped, they're just like, yo, the club's gonna probably come through maybe tomorrow, which, why, I don't know. I don't even believe that anyway. And it's just like, we need to make sure that it's all, like, good. I'm just like, we're already off the clock, like, we're done. We're, like, no. Like, that's not happening. And even then, we were not even informed of that. We didn't even know the store was not closing early up until later today. Put out a new video, which I 90% agree with. Oh, is it that holiday reforms video? I'm pretty much on the same page. I was thinking we'd check that out at some point here soon. I just... fireworks going off. Yeah, I'm starting to hear them a little bit. Like, people are launching maybe one or two every now and then. But I have not heard a whole bunch of them going off. And I don't think we'll hear a lot, at least on our stream tonight, because I'm not going to be going at least until midnight for me. I'm going to be with my mama doing all that. So that's why we're doing it a little early tonight. So we can at least still celebrate, at least have some people be able to, you know, get, you know, some New Year's festivities with, you know, me hanging around. But I'll be doing that with my mom. And honestly, at the physical rehab place that she's at, like, there's a couple older folks there. I'm not even gonna lie. Dude, there's nothing more entertaining to watching someone who's like 70 years old who can't really get around much, drink just one cup of wine and get sloshed. There's, just watch them just like go off about, you know, different stories, you know, about the times, you know, they were having fun in their little rebellious heyday and all that shit. There's legitimately a little something funny about that. Because I saw that on Christmas Eve, and I was just like, this is actually kind of fun. I was actually very legitimately entertained by, you know, some, like, wino old people, you know, for a minute there. I mean, because honestly, like, if there's at least, you know, some benefit to, like, the grams and the grandmas and the grandpops and shit, is that if you get, like, a little bit of wine in them and you just, like, asking them about different little stories about them or some shit, it's usually going to be a fun time. It's going to at least have some entertainment here and there because they're just going to be all goofy and laughy, and they're just reminiscing at that point. So they're just thinking, good old days, you know. So, if anything, they probably love talking about it anyway. Plus, they like seeing a new, fresh face anyway, instead of, you know, the same people that they have to hang out with all the time. They get to see me, so they're all just like, ooh, you know, coming over to me, asking questions, telling me their shit. I know that this gets a lot of flack, but like Christmas is November. Come at me, Santa. New Year's resolution is to fuck a ton of DUIs. Oh yeah, that's gonna be happening tonight. For sure. Honestly, if there's one thing I partially want to addend about TJ's holiday reform. Yeah, I did see the video. I haven't watched it on stream yet. I was going to, but at least I'll say, at least when it comes to the holidays in May, he had like 3 holidays he wanted. May 1st, he wanted to be like hot people, you know, fucking sell day, basically. And then May 15th is slap your boss in the face day. My addendum is flip those around, because May Day has historically been known as International Workers' Day and, well, May Day for the Haymarket Affair and shit like that. So it's already a pretty labor-based day as it is. So just adding, you know, slap your boss in the face on top of that, you know, it makes, you know, some of the holiday around that, I think, you know, just enforces that type of, you know, vibe, you know, that day already has. You know, for May Day at least, May 1st. And then for May 15th, then that could be the, you know, hot people fucking sell day or whatever he called it. Because, you know, all in all, like, yeah, like, I actually don't even really disagree with what he had to say, but, I do kind of like the fact that I do get, like, federal holiday pay, you know, on the days that are already holidays. I feel like the fact February is cold and short is why there needs to be a holiday there. Oh, for like February? How about leap year? I mean, leap years, I mean, what, is it just like is it just basically instead of like every other month being like 30, 31, it's just like no 30s? My New Year's Eve party at a kava bar. Nice. That's some good shit around there. And I was thinking about maybe having a little bit of a, checking out TJ's little holiday reform vid. Maybe see if we could watch that movie, if not, whatever. And have a little karaoke in between. I'm hoping we could watch that animated film, though. If not, YouTube really fucking sucks. I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, I have my little game plan and stuff. But before we get too far into it, I'm having these. I got my fuck white people hoodie on. I walked across the store and got stared at. Honest, dude, like the other day I saw somebody with a Trump 2024 hat on. So, I mean, and I was glaring at that guy hardcore. So, I mean, you know, like, don't worry. Like, I mean, something like that won't be the only thing that will grant you stares. There's plenty of things out there that will grant a stare depending on what you're wearing. Dude, I saw somebody on the bus the other day when I went to go see Avatar wearing a literal, like, hoodie that had, like, a Christian cross and someone doing this on the front of it. It was just, like, a literal fat, gigantic, colorful hoodie of, like, blues and oranges with, like, a cross and, you know, the hand prayer thing. And it's like, oh my god. Black people stare at it confused, too. They're all confused. They're all just like, what the fuck? So, like, I kind of agree, but you're white, too? It's just like, huh? Also celebrating celestial events, being able to see Mars without a telescope. Yeah, I mean, you can see Mars without a telescope. I mean, as it is, it's just like an orange, like, dot that looks like a star. I mean, the only way you'd really notice is if you, you know, stared at it long enough and started seeing it slowly move, you know, in the night sky. People assume that black folks percent white people, honestly, they don't. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't think, like, just black people, period, resent, like, white folks. I'm sure there are probably some that genuinely do, but, like, yeah, like, they're not a damn monolith. Like, no group's a monolith, you know? Like, of course they're not gonna just, all of them are gonna 100% just resent. Like, they probably resent a lot of this institutional systems in place, but they're not gonna resent, like, just white people because of that. People like Lily Orchard from the other day do that. Like, people like her do that shit. Honestly, I gave him, like, I still even can't believe that video. It is absurd. It just made me realize that, yeah, there's still people like that that are insane as fuck, that, you know, still trying to undermine everything. Great, that's always awesome. Moon Day celebrated with cheese-based foods and moon pie as well. Moon bounces castles. Nice. But maybe you got stairs. I probably should stop burning because someday I'm gonna get attacked. Well, just have something to defend yourself with if you know, flex it around. Like, honestly, you know, if I was wearing some shit like that, you know, in a deep south area, or just in an area where I know I'm gonna get stares at, I'm gonna have something to defend myself with. That doesn't mean a gun necessarily, but that just means, like, mace, a taser, something. You know, I ain't just gonna go walking around with nothing, you know, if I'm doing that. At least in an area I know I'm gonna get, like, looks and glared at, and not exactly a welcoming party, you know? Here, get a little tunes in the background here. Well, having to turn down. Yeah, I could probably turn up just a little. Got made illegal Mexican immigrants to slave labor. That guy needs to get DFF'd. Needs to get deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Bump, 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 bump. I see what you mean. Like, and I don't think you mean a deep fat fried episode. You know, I don't think, you know, you're talking about the boys, you know, doing an episode on Joe Arpaio. How could Sunday be celebrated? Not to be confused with Sunday, though it would be... just call it, like, Soul Day. Because the sun is also called Soul, so just call it that. Though it would be still take place on it. How about with a lot of spicy food? Oh, hell yeah, dude. I mean it both ways. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't make him do it. Yeah, I know. I know a lot about Joe Arpaio. Like, that dude might as well be like a Gestapian SS officer. You know, like, he's a fucking brown shirt fucking thug. I mean, you know, so it's just like, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of things I could think of, you know, that I could do, you know, to that old bastard. We trust. Nothing on the altar, we're going to celebrate. With all of the wicked, the wicked will wait. We are the sword, we are the reward. We are lost to alone. DFF course suffer right now, I bet. I would tune in to see how they're doing, but then I'd be pirating some of their Patreon episode. I don't want to do that. I mean, you know, like I said, I love to tune in to see how, like, tortured they are, but I generally don't want to be that guy, you know? Even if it's, like, for 5 seconds to see how horrible they feel. I suppose, like, if it was 5 seconds, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, 5 seconds, like, every hour. But, you know, I'm still not gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be principled. I only pirate from big corps and shit like that. I don't pirate from content creators I like. So. I'm a good boy. I live near a place called Robert's Soul Food. It's a family-owned business run out of some old black guy's home. They do have a dining room, so they either do a food truck or deliver takeout. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Get out of here, you fucking bot. Perm my burn, bitch. 69 mega. Not only are we gonna do 69, we're gonna do the 69 mega. What's that? Like, you just, like, you know, fucking, like, power thrust while you're 69ing? Like, I mean, like, how do you do that? The 69 mega, dude. It honestly sounds like a weird version of, like, some old, like, 90s era, like, game console. The 69 mega or something, dude. Coming out in 1994, introducing the 69 mega. I'll say this, I'm just glad that my friend Logan didn't fall into that trap. Like, and luckily, it just took Jordan Peterson being a Clementine Island piece of shit to basically, you know, break him away from him. I mean, you know, so I'm just happy about that. Because fuck that cretin. I mean, and honestly, just like, it really is just sad that, yeah, it really is basically the only person, like, or a lot, you know, that a lot of people have as a role model. People are lighting fireworks right in the parking lot I'm at. Well, hey, I mean, you know, it's better than not. So, yeah, I guess, in a way, because you must, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is a day to let loose a little, in my opinion. You know, yeah, it's just like, it's New Year's. I mean, well, who cares? Just don't drink and drive. Just don't do that. Because if you do, I hope the cops fucking nail you. Or you crash without anyone being harmed. Besides you. Jordan Peterson, Andy Dick. Jordan Peterson. Because Andy Dick is just kind of like more obscured off into the side, you know, and while he's just kind of, or most people just see him as irrelevant now. But Jordan Peterson is legitimately like a relevant dude where people genuinely look up to him, and that's, I think, what makes him more pathetic. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's a strong contention, I will say. Like, I mean, who is generally more pathetic? I mean, I will say, I mean, I think it is kind of hard to narrow down, but I feel like in my heart of hearts, it's Jordan Peterson. And for me personally, by a long shot. But that's just my opinion. I mean, maybe to a lot of people, Andy Dick is more pathetic. I feel like that might just be a subjective take. Because at least in my opinion, Jordan Peterson's a lot more pathetic. Jordan doesn't. I mean, yeah, that's the reason too. Andy Dick has a genuine reason to cry and be a disheveled schlub versus Jordan Peterson, who doesn't. He did it with his wife dying in his addiction problem, but he cries over everything. And honestly, and him crying or, you know, being all emotional about his wife dying in his addiction issue, like, I mean, whatever. But yeah, he literally cries over everything. He has mental breakdown over everything. He basically sees himself as, like, the last fucking machine gunner at the wall of Stalingrad, holding out, you know, the last line of fucking woke Red Army liberals charging the battlefield as he's, you know, making sure, like, the Ninth Army leaves or something. It's like, he just thinks he's that. And it's just, like, on a constant, just, like, weird, like, alternate reality spiel of just, like, yeah, like, some sort of cultural, like, martyrdom that he feels like he's a part of. So fucking weird. Happy New Year's. Well, Happy New Year's, man. Definitely gonna have, you know, a little bit of fun, you know. We're gonna see if we'll, you know, try to check out a Christian movie, maybe. A horrible, shitty animation film to fuck on and make fun of, but knowing what happened last time, I don't know if we will be able to do that, but we'll at least test the waters. We'll at least do a little bit of karaoke, but if the movie part doesn't work, then, you know, then we'll just do more karaoke, I guess. I don't know. Really doesn't like the second coming of Christ. The second coming of Christ. I mean, well, he ain't the second coming of Christ, and yeah, I really don't like him, but I want to say I have, like, a hard animosity. Like, I mean, deep down inside, I actually really do feel pity for him. It's like, instead of, you know, actually just having some self-reflection and getting himself some genuine fucking help, he does whatever he's doing. You know, like, whatever the weird, unhinged shit, irrational stuff that he's been doing. Online sing for karaoke. I don't know if I mean, I could. I was actually thinking of, you know, One That should be pretty fun. I know I was wanting to do 2 Minutes to Midnight, and then, like, maybe 1 or 2 other karaoke I haven't done yet. I didn't do another one that I only done once so far. I want to kind of get, like, a set list of karaoke's that I can do, and then one of these days just do a stream of just me doing just all karaoke's. Have you ever seen Hypersalinity make a mom criticism of Jordan Peterson in the comments section of one of his videos? You don't even need to really make a criticism in the comments, just, like, literally look at the comments of any of his videos. Like, they're all just, like, wacky and weird. You know, speaking of, I was actually looking at the comment sections of that Leo Orchard video, and oh my god, I honestly am half convinced that they're bots. Because literally, like, I'm not even kidding when I use that definitionally. I mean, like, literally, like, 65 to 70% of the comments was, as a X something something person and this and this, you know, I really resonate with this video because this and this. It's like, it looks straight up like AI generated, like, comments because they all have the same exact format. And it's like, what the fuck? And they all, oddly enough, had the same exact amount of likes about... They're all happen to be hearted by, you know, Lily herself and shit, of course. And it's like, I'm just convinced she's legitimately insane. Like, actually insane. X what now? Oh, well, like, like talking about, like the Lily Orchard video, like looking at the comment sections where someone will be like, I am... as a X or as a, you know, this or that, you know, or whatever the fuck. I'm just using X as, like, you know, as, like, a variable. Not X as in, like, ex-partner or something. Added my channel brigaded by his cultists. They spammed the shit. This man shit milestones. Your faggot virtual. Wow, so pro-masculine, bro. I know, right? These same words, like, delight in parlance, creepy. Dude, yeah. Because they all try to make themselves sound very intellectual and big-worded by using big words and shit that they probably only understand just because Jordan Peterson said it like 1,000 times in a word salad. I'm not very happy with you. Damn it. Person wise, I prefer Disco and Conan. I know I mean like Xlib or Server for something like that. No, as in just like, you know, I am, you know, like a, you know, as a non-binary neurodivergent, you know, person or this or that or whatever. More like, you know, just a label. Not like an X-conservative or like Xlib. I mean X as in, like, just X. Like, just the letter X. Like, I'm, you know, I'm either X or I'm Y because of, you know, how I label myself or this or that. I mean, here, I can show what I mean. Like X, yeah, like a variable. Here, let me go. Actually, let me find that video. Not that I'm gonna, like, actually, like, watch it, but I just want to fucking look at the comments. Where is it? There it is. There. Here's literally the first one. I mean, as a cis person, I'm not expected to have an essay prepared while I identify as a woman, and I think everyone blah, 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 blah. Here's another one. As a black LGBT person, still cathartic and blah, blah, blah. Thanks so much. I'm an autistic POC has been told blah, blah, blah. You know, so it's like, as a non-binary person of color who's blah, blah, blah. See, they all have the same format. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm actually, you know, like, these are the beginnings of different comments. As an asexual person for a company, as Savior, blah, 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 blah. It's like, see, it's, oh my god, dude, they're over there, like, so many of these are pretty much the same shit. As an enemy, I never see, like, I mean, it's like, as a number, it's like, that's what I mean, like, as an X or as a Y, I'm this or that. It's just like, and then pontificating over some random point that may or may not have been in the video. And just yes man, or I guess yes womaning fucking Lily, you know, and everything. Which really makes me assume that also those comments might just be fucking, like, photo generated or some shit. So we haven't seen it in a while until, yeah, I mean, it has been a long time, you know, so it's just like, I mean, all in all, it's just like, you know, I will say, I mean, after all these years, I do wonder, what has I actually been up to and shit, because, I mean, all in all, we haven't actually really, like, totally, recouped too much, or at least catched up. I did it with, some of my shit, saw my pup, saw some of the stuff out, you know, when I was, at the protest shit back in 2020. Hasten, trust me, if you listen to the screeching out, they're killing business with their Asianness. Wait, oh, who? Oh, Jim Cornette? Cornette is pro-Democrat no matter what policy, a boomer partisan. Nah. I don't know too much about Jim Cornette. I do know of the guy. I've heard his name, but I mean, like, what I know of him is pretty much very, very fucking minimal, so I don't really know anything about the guy. I guess being like a pro-Dem partisan kind of guy, I mean, like an old boomer lib type, I mean, I'm not exactly too surprised. A lot of people in America that tend to be like 60 plus either tend to be just stereotypical like boomer conservatives or boomer libs. You get some very rare outliers occasionally, but that's not very often. Because usually a lot of them eventually just kind of like go down to the stereotypical, you know, lib or conservative route of their boomerdom. Well, that's just great. I love that the heater's just like blasting away right now. Every property I look has less than 2 acres. Well, that's not like a ranch or anything like that, but that's a pretty decent size. You have a couple of, you know, things going on. I don't think Venom's going to go to South Carolina. I'm pretty sure it is going to, you know, going into Arizona. Sukok into roommates, cannabis gummies. No, not cannabis gummies. Got in Sour Patch Kids. So I bought 2 more of them to make sure that he was happy. And this little bastard got a little whopping on the face. Not like an actual, like, whopping, but, you know, I just, like, no. And I grabbed the bag that he ripped into and bopped him on the face with that. It's like, this is a no-no. And he just kind of sat there like, because he knew. This little bastard knew. He knows better, and, you know, because he has, like, a specific behavior, like, and when he's guilty of some shit. Like, since opening the door, he didn't even say hello to me. He immediately ran in here and hid right there because he knew he did something. I went, what the fuck happened? And I went in his room and I saw the Sour Patch Kids all shredded up, and I'm like, fuck. I know I'm probably going to hear about it later, but still, goddamn. I mean, it's like, this little bastard. Cornell's also claiming this weed dog should be shamed. I mean, just specifically fucking South Koreans? Because I imagine they're not the only group of people that eat dogs. Never had a dog, never give a dog an edible. That's the lesson I've learned today. I gave my mom Chihuahua Delta 8 edibles, been sleeping all day. Well, yeah, and also, you don't want to necessarily give them THC, specifically, because it's actually, in high amounts, that actually is not really good for a dog. You want, CBD is okay, though. Like, CBD is safe, but THC, I mean, in high amounts especially, can be potentially harmful. So, I'd just be careful about that. Even if it's THCO. Just saying. It's bad for the cardiovascular system. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot exactly what it was, but I remember reading up that THC specifically is not good for them. I mean, if they have like a little bit or something, it's not gonna like hurt them long term or short term necessarily. But don't make that a recurring thing. Was Delta 8 edible, not THC one? Well, I don't know exactly what Delta 8 will do to a canine, regardless of regular THC or not. So I mean, again, just be cautious about it. I mean, I'm just, I'm trying to look out for the pup and you, because I don't want you to feel guilty for accidentally killing a dog or something, you know what I mean? Gotta look out for our little furry friends. I was about to at least do one, and then maybe one little karaoke, and then check out, TJ's video really quick, but this fucking heater is on right about now. Which is a lot of bullshit, if I do say so myself. She wanted my Delta 8 homemade brownies and snatched it out of my hands. Well, don't let her have those! I mean, there's chocolate in that too, that's even worse. Bad Venom, do I need to get the note? I have a newspaper I can roll up. Don't make me smack it over the head with you. Paying the gym max out a necessity. I mean, just like, you know, like, at least for me, I'd just say get, like, you know, some sets and stuff, you know, to, you know, like, do at home and shit, and then, like, you know, find cool little parks or trails and shit, you know, to, you know, they're nearby, and do some cardio, you know, going out to those places and shit. Because honestly, what I need to do is start getting some shit to, like some dumbbells and stuff like that, so I could just kind of do some basic lifts and shit. Because my legs and, like, my body strength and stuff like that aren't really too bad. It's just more about, like, kind of, like, the chest area and then the arms and stuff. And, like, kind of basically just, like, everything upper body-wise that I need to kind of work on more. So, you know, getting a couple things for that, you know, would, you know, at least, you know, probably be on my priority. Honestly, you know, that's probably a good idea for a little resolution there. Just get a little basic, you know, some little sets and stuff, just basic shit, and just every now and then, like, once a day, do, like, 30 minutes or something. Like 30 minutes throughout the day, even if I need to. Like 10 minutes before work, you know, 15 minutes on lunch break, you know, another 10 more minutes or 15 minutes, you know, on my, you know, before I start a stream or some shit. Actually, ain't a bad idea. Because I already do a lot of different heavy lifting and shit at work a lot. So, you know, honestly, that'll just kind of help kind of keep that shit a little bit more maintained and stuff, and I could just kind of keep doing more specific type of, like, motions and stuff instead of just typical laborious type of shit. Because that type of shit kind of fucks your back up a little bit. If you at least have, like, a nice, like, system and set up and you're, you know, postured right, you know, while you're at, like, you know, doing the set or something like that, that's a lot better. And honestly, that'll probably help align my back a little better, too. Because especially at my work, things sit lower for my tall ass, so I have to, like, hunch over a lot of times, and it's not good, especially for, like, the mid to upper back area, sometimes the lower back area, depending on wants to be all, like, jibby-jabby and all fuckety. Like, right now I can, like, let me try to, like, feel, like, where's, like, the worst of it in my back right now? Like, it doesn't actually hurt or anything. Actually, today is actually pretty fine. But I still feel a little something, and actually I'd say it's probably between where my pelvis bones are and shit, where, like, that meets with every vertebrae, like, above that, and maybe below where my ribcage meets with those vertebrae. So kind of somewhere in between there, there's a little, like, not a pinch, but, like, a little, like, you know, like a little, kind of a little pressure there. It's not, like, painful or nothing, like I said. I kind of did some stretches, and I kind of got that out, but I can still kind of feel it. That's honestly why I do stretches, to try to make sure the shit isn't stiff, because the more loose it is, the less likely it is going to get all fuckety. And the more I do that, yeah, and honestly, I notice whenever I don't do that as often, the more it does hurt a little bit, especially if I end up doing a lot of this type of shit. So I try to prep a little on this. Maybe not like that, but, you know, I should probably do that, just, like, start my streams like, what's up? Just, like, you know, have my chest pumped right out. What's up, y'all? It's actually probably a good way to keep the back straight. Just pump it up a little. Just start this intimidation, you know, type of thing. Just like, what's up, guys? Yeah, what's up? So Dad's pretty pissed right now because the neighbors are lighting fireworks and scaring the horses. Oh, well, hey, go out there and calm those horses down. They'll be okay. You just have to, you know, comfort them and be like, hey, it's all good. I mean, honestly, it's just like, luckily my dog don't give a fuck. Like, Zukov, I mean, he's been around firearms, and he's been with me shooting before, so I think he's okay with loud noises at this point. You know, he just kind of sits there and stares, and if anything, he wonders if I'm okay. He wants to walk up to me and be like, are you okay? What's going on? So if anything, at least with Zukov, he doesn't give a shit about loud noises. Now, if only he was aggressive, then he'd be a perfect war dog. You know, get a good mean biting him, get him all nice, big, and tough and shit. You know, it's like, then he'd be an awesome war dog, because he would not give a shit about the sound of a gun going off. Because I know that much about him. But you're just too much of a sweet boy. You're a little string bean of goodness, and a menace to society when you want to, and start scavenging for fucking Sour Patch Kids. Little bastard. Just threaten to shoot them if the horses run into a fence or jump the fence because of noise. Wait, the neighbors? I would probably hide, the boomsticks. Like, unironically, I would probably hide the boomsticks. Knowing him, he probably means it, and that would not be good. Because, guess what? You could find the horses. They're big animals. Like, yeah, they might run and jump the fence, but you can at least find them, you know, and guide them back. I mean, it's just like, shit. You can't exactly fucking, like, you know, guide a human back. I'm taking the key to gun safe. Yeah, do it. Like, seriously. Like, I mean... And look around and make sure there isn't one just lying around somewhere. Venom's stepdad fantasized black people trying to break into his property. I would not be surprised if he does, unironically. I would believe that. Dude's a fucking, like, son of a Confederate member. Of course he does. But still, that's like, I mean, just because a horse runs off scared shitless and shit ain't worth fucking gunning someone over. In that way, he's racist and low expectations he gives black people. Which basically means that white people need to basically tame them and guide them into a proper society and shit because of said low expectations. It still leads to the same conclusion. Because if they get out of line because of those assumed low expectations, he has no problem dealing with that accordingly. You get me? Might not necessarily be in that type of way where it's like, I just imagine they're just gonna start running in here and breaking into my shit. You know, it's like, but because he has because of that propaganda and shit anyway, that it's like, yeah, I don't think every black person did that, but if they did, I'd have the assumption and just, figured that they would do that anyway, and I have no problem just shooting them if they got my stuff anyway. Like, I mean, maybe not in the exact way that I was mentioning and shit, but, those low expectations still put that in his mind. I'm sure in a 5v1 odds, he would come out on top. Oh, Venom's stepdad? Honestly, probably. I'm not even kidding, probably. The guy's ex-Navy SEAL type of guy, from what I understand. Still kind of in shape to an extent, despite his health issues. Knows how to fight for sure, especially if you're a fucking SEAL. Like, you don't just forget shit like that. I mean, that type of stuff, it's legit ingrained in you. So it's like, I mean, honestly, he probably would. I think he probably would. I mean, would he win? Maybe not. It would be probably an even fight. Yeah, he's ex-SEAL. Venom's mentioned it multiple times. I believe him. Because from what I understand, he still talks with his ex-SEAL buddies, and all of them are neo-Confederates, too. So, yeah. That's true, then yes, he would defeat Thug Rock. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. If it's a 5v1, especially even though he might be like late 60s, early 70s, or whatever the fuck, and, despite that, an ex-SEAL, yeah, they're gonna have a tough fight. Might be an old man, but he ain't your average old man. He's the one that's a fucking, like, grustled, hardened fucking fighter that has killed people probably with his literal thumbs. I mean, honestly, I bet he probably has, like, whacked people with his bare hands and shit, while doing operations and shit. And knowing his age, probably in Vietnam, he's probably taken, like, some 15-year-old Viet Cong kid and just, like, fucking, he cracked his neck and shit, bro. He probably straight did shit like that in, like, some fucking, like, spider tunnel or some shit, dude. It's like, ugh. Military leans over only right wing. There's some young kids who join just for money. Or fucking, what you call it, fucking, for college benefits and shit like that, yeah. He doesn't brag about his kills, but he has shown me scars from knife and training and fighting. Well, usually a lot of military vets don't generally talk about, their kills and stuff like that. Mainly because, I mean, it's tapping into PTSD. I mean, that's shit they, I'm sure even your stepdad struggles with. And a lot of, reliving those stories and shit probably does, revive and trigger some of that. And they don't want to go for that, obviously, so they probably keep that shit hush and hum. And usually for good reason. What are you doing? Yeah, you looked right up real quick. Hold on. Let me see what he's doing. What the hell? He had the rawhide somehow, like, in a bag. And he was, like, stuffing his face in the back to grab it. Dog is acting the fool. He is. He is acting like the fool. I just pitied the fool. He was a little young for Vietnam, actually. He was active SEAL during the 80s and 90s. Oh, shit, okay. So my assumption is wrong. So he probably saw some action in the Gulf War, so he probably did that to some Iraqi in the Iraqi army or some shit. Like some 18-year-old Iraqi kid who's like a private in the Iraqi army. He just went, yeah. Venom, you should. Your dad's ass. You should. Your dad's ass. Your dad is ass. Yeah, by the way, wrong dad. There's dad and then there's stepdad. The dad's dead. The stepdad is alive. Like, what? I mean, to be fair, I didn't really exactly help. Yeah, with that. Oh, it was autocorrect and some typos. I know I forgot beat and step. The beat and step. The beat and step. Oh. But the thing is, honestly, unfortunately, there isn't exactly a way for him to do that quite yet. I keep, prodding him to, like, get some training a little bit from him, which he has. And honestly, that makes it less likely for the stepdad to probably, like, start shit with him, too, if you think about it, because then he knows shit. And if he were to fight him or something like that, best I did to him was make his nose bleed. Hey, it's something. Honestly, like, there's, like, a level when it comes to fight, even if it's, like, you technically lose or it's a stalemate, if the other guy looks a little bit more fucked up, then, hey, it's all good. You got the better hand at it, even if you did lose. Actually, in the new Avatar movie, there was a scene about that, where, like, some of the, I mean, not to spoil a lot, but where, like, some of the kids from the Ocean Clan and some of the kids from the Forest Clan actually got in a fight. And then both of the dads found out about it. So Jake, him found out, and then the other one found out. They're like, it's like, find a way to make peace and, like, befriend them somehow. Like I told you not to get in trouble, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, fine. And then before he walked away, it's like, hey, do the other kids look a little more messed up than you? And he was like, shook his head, and he's like, okay, whatever, go. And he just did that, shrugged. I just laughed at that scene. I was just like, it's like giving him a stern talking to, but hey, did you fuck up the other kids more than you? Yes? Data boy. I love that shit. I mean, honestly, the new Avatar movie that I saw last night, I mean, it really actually was better than I expected. I mean, there were some scenes in there and some characters that I heard weren't as good from some other people and shit. But I was just like, when I saw the movie, I was like, you know what? Honestly, like, that was better than I expected. I think hearing, some people have a little bit more of a slightly pessimistic take with it, probably kind of gave me lower expectations that made me realize, going into it made me realize, oh shit, it's actually a little better. Like, CGI and shit, like, I will say this, it is definitely one of those, the scenery is the spectacle type of film and shit. Though for good reason, like, it's actually legitimately very good. Even where the CGI lacks a little bit, it still looks very fucking good. Like, so all in all, it's genuinely actually pretty dope. And some of the Na'vi, like at least the ones, like, not to spoil too much, but very minimally, but like the Na'vi that are, you know, or the Avatar Na'vi that are helping the humans in this case, some of them are literally wearing Oakleys. I shit you not. So, like, that one got me a good little laugh. I'm like, as soon as I saw that and I saw these just Oakleys on these Na'vi, I'm just like, oh my god. Like, these Navy SEAL Na'vi type looking motherfuckers wearing camo and Oakleys. It's just like, good fucking god, dude. You love to see it. You love to see it, folks. Honestly, is there a picture maybe to show? Because it generally, I honestly got a kick out of it. It kind of, I mean, and honestly, it felt perfect too, because you had these dudes who are supposed to basically be, like, you know, espionage and look like the natives and kind of, you know, act like them a little bit and, you know, kind of make it so it's easier to infiltrate. But they're still wearing, like, camo gear, Oakleys, boots, and, like, all this other shit. And it's just like, yeah, you're gonna blend in real well there, guys. Oakleys, boots, and all. Hoorah! Gotta eat some crayons even as a Na'vi, bro. Here, let me see if I can find a picture of what I'm talking about. Because it's just a frame won't really spoil much. Let's see here. There's no scene or nothing that's really showing it. There's a couple of pictures that show the dudes that I'm talking about, but none of them were wearing the Oakleys like I'm talking about. Let's see here. There's not something that, there's nothing yet. There's all sorts of other scenes and shit, but not the one I'm trying to, or at least not what I'm trying to find, so, okay, well, whatever. Keeps putting off, especially after I took his martial arts training well. Oh, you took that shit well? Oh, dude, he knows that if you start getting good, dude, he doesn't want you to get that good. He still wants to have at least some sort of strength and dominance in you, so he's like, you know, I want to make sure that he doesn't learn, you know, the gun shit. I don't want him to learn how to disarm somebody. Which, actually, I don't even know how to do either. I actually want to get one of my buddies together to learn and train how to do that. When it comes to, like, you know, if someone happens to, like, lift a rifle or some shit, being able to, like, you know, pop it down and, you know, essentially make it so that person's not capable of firing it or something. Which, honestly, I'd rather do that with an AR-15 platform weapon, because that's the most common gun that you would, you know, run into if, you know, some shit kicked off, at least around here these days, right? You know, or a pistol, so I don't want to get a handgun to start learning how to do that shit, especially if someone were to pull it out and whatever. Because there's actually a safe way to use, you know, a firearm, you know, when it comes to training like that. You basically just have it empty, like, just nothing in it, and just dry fire it. Like, because as long as you have, you know, a block, you know, and, you know, in the barrel, basically, or like a training mag, so to speak, where you block it, but you can still dry fire, so you can at least kind of do practice in that way still. I mean, it basically makes the weapon totally safe and non-shootable, so at that point, you know, you can at least especially do some more hands-on training, you know, for example, like how to disarm someone with a handgun or some shit like that. Thing is, though, you want to be persistent with things like that, too. And doing it, you know, to where you're good enough, you know, just based on training, is not going to mean you're going to be good if shit hit the fan, so to speak. That's also a caveat. Doesn't mean you're going to be like some gun-ho son of a bitch, you know, if shit really actually happened. It just means it gives you a little bit more knowledge, and means that you have just a little bit better ability to survive or, you know, fight, in a sense, in comparison to just having to just not know shit, basically. And of course, it's better to at least know some shit than nothing, right? It's like the need it, but not having to have it rule, or not having it, but having to need it rule, you know? It's like, I'd rather have it, but not need it, than need it and not have it. When it comes to at least the knowledge aspect of that. This just things me, man. As long as I'm not sexually in people's lives to achieve that, I'm good. Yeah. I mean, that's honestly kind of the approach I'm trying to take with things a little bit. I mean, obviously, that doesn't mean I'm, like, apathetic or don't absolutely give, like, no shit about other people's, you know, issues or problems or anything like that. But, you know, that at least means that, you know, at least just focus on yourself, you know, too. Because, I mean, your own self is, you know, like, honestly more important in some occasions. Because, like, if you want to be empathetic and try to be there to help other people and shit, you know, you want to make sure that you're good. And make sure that your shit's alright. You know what I mean? Especially mentally. I'm so fucking excited at the end of being out, but I'm just approaching. Dude, you're in the final chapter. Final Alabama chapter, dude, and the new chapters will begin. It's like 2 minutes to midnight for you. And speaking of which, I don't hear that fucking heater anymore. Where is it? Yeah. Come here. Never will have that up in a sec. That's why I always carry an umbrella. True. True. Sugar shells, half 44. Oh, you mean the judge? Dude, I'm not going to fucking grab one of those fucking things. You have an AR-15 chambered at 5.45? That's pretty cool. I actually haven't heard that before. And you have a Chinese Type 56 chambered in 5.56. Dude, that is funny. Dude, that's kind of funny. You got an AR-15 in a Soviet firearm cartridge, and then you got a AK chambered in a NATO 5.56 cartridge. I do find that a little funny. It's like, yeah, here's my AR-15. It's chambered in 5.45, and I have an AK chambered in 5.56. It's like, I mean, I just love that. The Noriko's pretty new. Nice. Yeah, if I were to get another AK, I'd just get another one that's in 7.62x39, because then I could just have my mags interchange. So then I don't have to buy more mags. Not that it's gonna fucking matter anyway, I can't as it is. Well, depending on what happens with Measure 114, I don't get to find out until like the January 2nd, so like in 2 days, when a judge rules on whatever the fuck about that shit. Like, honestly, I will, like, be fine with, you know, like, the other shit if they just get rid of the 10-round limit thing, because that's just annoying and at least stupid. Like, because, like, well, like, I mean, like, outside of just, like, oh, we don't want people having, you know, the ability to, like, shoot, you know, more pew-pews longer, you know, without reloading. It's, like, outside of that logic, I don't really see a legit reason to have, you know, something like that in place. It's just, you know, one of those things where I genuinely do kind of find it over, you know, kind of just a little ridiculous. Your guy wants to join a leftist militia in Portland. Oh my fucking god. Well, that's a very slight gaslight, honestly. Because not really. Like, I don't want to, like, go out and join a militia. I mean, I might join the SRA, but that's not a militia. And, like, and I'm not, like, waiting or preparing for, like, some boogaloo thing. So, like, why? Yeah, I mean, see, like, yeah, don't worry. You don't need to ask why. I mean, it's not gonna be serious. I'm JK, yeah. Like, I mean, actually, I did kind of interchange some parts out of my AK if you want to look at it now. I got it looking a little different now. I actually just recently bought this. This is a Bulgarian plum pistol grip, which is actually looks fucking really nice now. It really kind of fits with the rest of the color and shit. And I actually got an AMD 63/65 lower handguard, but it doesn't actually fit. Actually, here, I can show that really quick as well. It looks so nice with that color. Very shitty class shot. Fuck you, Venom! You're always gonna do that every time I show the damn AK, you bastard. But the AMD 63/65 is a Hungarian licensed modeled AK, which I guess it's ever so slightly smaller than a regular one, because this is the lower handguard I'm talking about. Has an AMD 65. Fucking nice. Yeah, so I did try to put it on here, but you see these little flaps right here? Like these little folds? That's what's making it not fit. So it's like, honestly, I kind of don't want to, but I kind of would have to take like some, like, brace or something and like fold these up a little bit, which I don't really want to do, but I would kind of have to do that in order to have it fit there properly. Because if not, it would like kind of stretch a little bit, and then these little like teeth right here to fit, you know, right here in the receiver part will not go in, because then they're stretched with everything else. So I kind of have to do that mainly right here at the back in order for it to fit properly, which again, I don't really want to do. And the main reason why I know and I can already tell is because for an AMD 65, this trunnion right here, which it's kind of covered by the lower handguard, but this is all one big block, and basically, you know, it's a little slightly differently built for an AMD 63/65 in comparison to just a regular stamped milled AK, which is mine. So, you know, it's those tiny little things that, you know, while pretty much like damn near any AK part can be interchangeable, there's certain little things like that that, you know, little inside knowledge things. Like, at least the common knowledge is Yugos are essentially, you know, the ones that you can't really interchange. Like, if I had a Yugo lower for, you know, which I actually do, to put that on here, it wouldn't fit. It would be like, it wouldn't fit properly. Same thing for the buttstock. There's a different, you know, design when it comes to that overall. In fact, I think the Yugo AKs are actually just slightly bigger in a sense, because, you know, they're just a little wider. Because the lowers and the wooden furniture for those guns are a little, like, I guess for lack of better words, like, puffier in comparison to, you know, to, like, things like this. Because this is a very narrow type of piece. Like, you know, Yugo lower would be, like, almost, like, 1.5 times wider than this. Not twice as wide, but more along those lines, probably. What the fuck is this? Hold on, look at this little pooch. What is he doing? Look how he's sitting. What are you doing, you goofy butt? What are you doing? You're trying to sit on this thing, but you can't. You poor baby. Oh my god, hold on. I need to fix this for him. Oh my god, you goofy little fucking bastard. You have oh my god. You have destroyed this chair, bro. This chair has just been obliterated. Oh my god, look what you've done. Alright, get off. No, don't climb back on it. No. You silly bastard. Wait. No, wait a minute. Oh my god, no, stop it. Oh my god, are you serious? Dog, oh my god, are you kidding me right now? Why? Can you get the fuck off? Ugh. Oh my god, you prick! Ugh. Oh man, that took way too much effort! Ugh. You little prick! Why? You couldn't just wait to sit down until I was done? What a goof. Getting good. Yeah, I'm getting his, like, menace dickishness of just, like, being a little asshole. God damn it. Oh my god. How much did I pay for? 1,000. Well, 1,010 because I had a $10 fee for the background check. But that's about it. Count that made this sweet as never served a day in U.S. military. Chinese military versus our military. Boy ordered versus what we got. Huh? Am I supposed to, like... So you have a Chinese military parade. And then you have a bunch of people who are with Kamala. Oh, God, I just realized this. She was right there. And a bunch of service members and shit. Yeah, like, okay. And what we ordered. This is literally from a fucking movie, my guy. And what we got, actual military members. Don't disagree with the red. Kamala, I know, dude. God, I like looked at it and I went, ah. Ugh. Oh, that was some repulsiveness. Aren't they supposed to be? Thank you for your service. No, because the Republicans hate veterans. Of course, some people are saying, oh, but Republicans are military. Oh, God. Somebody's just like, you know, trying to one up. I mean, yeah, Republicans like to be jingoistic about veterans, but they actually fucking hate them, despise them, and will fuck them every way till Sunday after they were pawns, you know, for their imperialistic ventures, so. Keeping Farm's gotta take it down. I know. Oh, heard a firework. Heard a firework! I feel like the days of free internet are way over. Well, free internet really never was a thing. Like, you always have to pay for internet with internet service providers and shit, you know, like, and having to, you know, be succumb to their whims when it comes to, like, ISPs and shit. So, I mean, the internet really never was free, unfortunately. I want it to be, but at least when it comes to just the access to it. Hillary Clinton chose Kamala Harris as small VP. Dude, I don't even think Hillary would do that. To be fair, she did have basically the equivalent of that, you know, with fucking Tim Kaine. Thank you for your service. Now back to the homeless camp with you, veteran. And your VA healthcare denied. I'll say the internet is much more sensitive now than it used to be. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that. It definitely is. It used to be kind of like the Wild West from way back in the day. And if there, yeah, and like if there were like elements of censorship and shit, it was essentially like either very heavily like backfired on or was never a permanent thing. Which I guess, like, in some ways, it's, like, can potentially be good or bad, depending on, like, what is, you know, being, like, spread around and shit. So you get me? Yeah, like, I do think, you know, there needs to be, like, especially when it comes to, like, accessibility to the internet flat out, yeah, I mean, there definitely needs to be free access to that. At least when it comes to censorship, I mean, it's definitely, you know, I think more of a nuanced position, but I think, you know, on a general level, at least having just a basic, you know, free form of expression when it comes to the internet should be protected. We do miss censored internet. I love the Wild West YouTube. Dude, Wild West YouTube was some good shit. I mean, you can still find some good shit on YouTube these days, but it's just kind of sad that it's just a lot more harder to find that type of stuff. Because back in the day, there used to be, like, I mean, there used to be content I would, like, kind of, I guess, what you would call hate watching now, where it's just, like, you know, essentially where, you would have a lot of these, people that would essentially just be like the most insane conspiracy theorists. Like, you got flat earthers and shit. You have like, these people are the reptilian Anunnaki and this and that. And it's like, man, I just wish that, like, a lot of that content was still around, because while obviously I think those people are dumb as fuck, I mean, I still still loved their content because of just how elaborately insane it was. Like, it was just great. And like the Bigfoot conspiracy videos and shit, dude, that, like, there was like a whole like industry of just like Bigfoot content on YouTube way back in the day. Like, people making satire content, and like comedic skits, like genuinely like doing Bigfoot like conspiracy, videos and stuff like that. I mean, hell, I'm still like have like some I'm subscribed to that are still running to this fucking day somehow. The context. Oh yeah, no, it does. I'm just saying it doesn't exist to the same extent like it used to. Because, I mean, it's like, it's still out there, of course. I mean, but it's just a lot more harder, and just, and if anything, a lot of the real good channels have either stopped making content or just, kind of gone off to the wayside at this point. Mr. Tyler going on racist rant. I don't, like, his rants are ridiculous. Elon Musk event in Mars. Oh my god, I love it. Gated community white boy fascist. Well, he's kind of evolved a little bit, since you probably have last seen him, but at the same time, he hasn't really changed that much either. Dude, honestly, I will admit, he does have fascistic tendencies, despite being, quote, like, lefty. I mean, like, he is, especially when it comes to economic issues and a lot of different social issues, but, there's a lot of things that kind of prohibit me from really wanting to call him that. Just, yeah, no, he would. Who's Tyler? You probably heard him as Metal T. We nickname him Metal T. Rip City calls him Metal T, but that's his nickname, even in our friend group. But that's who he is. Tyler / Metal T. I mean, Metal T because the T is meant for Tyler. So. Oh, yeah. He's the guy I've talked about, like, non-consensually fucking female cops, and, like, repeatedly and stuff like that. That guy. He's that one I've talked about. So I don't really have my Muppet streams anymore. Hyperly. Which, honestly, like, even I wouldn't agree with. Like, do I like hyper-conservative Muslims or any hyper-conservative religious person? Of course not. But, like, I wouldn't, like, outright, kill them unless they were trying to kill me, you know what I mean? Like, unless they're trying to actively harm me, I'm not going to actively harm them physically. Like, I'm still going to want to challenge their ideas and their beliefs and mock their ideas for being shit, and want to make sure there's, like, policies to limit their fucking extremist views in the sense that, they don't try to actively harm other people, even within their own family and shit, when it comes to, like, domestic abuse. So, I want to make sure that there are, restrictions in place, but nonetheless, I still want to fucking, like, kill them and shit. They're still a human being at the end of the day. Logan, yes. Logan? Yeah, he was actually asking us in our group chat on Telegram if we're all kind of hanging out, or wanting to hang out, but I got my own shit I'm doing, so. At least for New Year's stuff. And unfortunately, I'm working tomorrow, so my next days off are Wednesday and Thursday, which at least now I have 2 days off in a row, thank fucking God. But, they're so far away. It's like, can at least one of them be, like, tomorrow or something? But, honestly, I mean, it's like, I don't, like, hate him. I mean, he gets on my he gets in my, he grinds my grill every now and then and shit, but, like, I mean, I don't, like, outright, like, hate him or anything. I mean, I still consider him a friend and shit. I mean, hell, he helped me, get my little Puppo Zukov. So it's just like, I mean, I don't, like, I still consider him a friend, but he's just one of those friends where, like, every now and then, like, yeah, sometimes he can get heated and shit, but after a while, you move on from it. I will say, though, I am a little pissed at him, though, because I found out on Telegram chat, he basically, like, lied and said that, like, oh, I didn't say that, like, Zukov had, like, like, hey, like, any fleas were, hey, shut up, oh, no, hey, man, even he wants me to shut up, hey, yo, oh, I'm gonna bonk your booty, I'm gonna bonk your booty, shush, shut up, I'll throw something at you. I'm gonna, what, I'm throwing this. I'll chuck this at you. Yeah, so I thought. Anyway, so he didn't say, oh my god, I will throw this at you, you shut up. Yeah, I told you. I got a lot of these. Yeah, keep it going. I got a lot of them. Oh my god. Shut up. Get over here. Oi. Shut up. Hey. Oi. Shut up. Shut up. Goddamn dog. Oi. Hey. Hey. Oi. Hey, I'm talking over here. Fucking best. And I had a lot of these things. I could go all night with these, like, with these fucking bastards. And what was I saying? Anyway, oh yeah, about the, like, him being at, like, on New Year's Eve and shit. Like, I was hanging out with, at their pad, and Zukov was along. And he was asking us, like, about Zukov and how he's been doing. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, I've been trying to deal with this, like, skin allergy that he has and shit, or some skin reaction. And, he's, recently had him flea treated, but, probably might have a couple still on him and shit, because every now and then I'll see him on him. But luckily, he hasn't actually been, like, fucking infested with him. Which he's like, okay, he's like, alright, that's fine, I could probably, give you something for him that might help and shit. And I'm like, alright, which he kind of spaced and never did. And, eventually, like, I found out the other night and stuff, he's just, like, going off about, like, how I apparently was, like, too breville, didn't say any of that type of shit, and was fucking being like, oh, hey, it's like he didn't tell me that he did or not. And I'm just like, what? And I'm just like, I did say these things to you, and it's just like, you just kind of went, alright, and were kind of talking to me about it, and I was like, okay, cool, that would be dope, because I just, because I was telling him I even got him, like, some, skin and fur, supplement, food, see if I would help him, at least when it comes to some of his, like, skin, reaction stuff, at least when it comes to the food issue, because he always has those problems. And it's just, so it's like, I know I had this fucking talk with him, and then it's just like, like, he's just, like, saying that I didn't have, like, this entire fucking, like, topic, conversation with him at all, and I apparently was, like, too prideful to, like, admit, that to him or whatever the fuck. Which is, like, how is, like, being too prideful that a dog has a skin allergy and, has, like, a couple fleas on him and shit, being, like, how's that being prideful? It's, like, that doesn't even make sense. So it's, like, basically just lying about, like, what I said to him and shit. It's, like, dude, what the fuck? Maybe there might have been a miscommunication and shit, so I'm not gonna, like, get too all explosive about it, but it's just like, bro, what the fuck? It's like, in a group chat that I can see, too, dude. It's like, my guy, like, bruh, you could have just, if you really wanted to, like, say that to, like, Rip City, you could have just, like, said that privately to him or something, instead of just, like, making it so I can see it, too, there, you dingbat. Because now I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, I didn't just say, no, he didn't have any issues or anything like that. It's like I said, I've been trying to deal with, some stuff about him. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, it wasn't necessarily a long combo. It was like a little, like, 1 to 2 minute little thing of like, oh yeah, you know, here, I might have some stuff for them because I give this to my dogs every now and then, you know, when they have a little reaction and shit. But no. Guess that didn't happen, apparently. So, that's annoying. Hey, anyway, here. It's fame and power and global domination. Here. Look at you. See, little baby. Here we go. Some a little thematic too. Well, maybe a little bit. Whoa, kill for gain or shoot to maim, but we don't need a reason. Golden goose is on the loose and never out of season. Blackened pride, so birds inside the shell of bloody treason. Here's my gun for barrel fun, for the love of living dead. The killer's breed, or the demon seed. The glamour, not fortune, the pain. To go to war again, this blood's freedom stained. Don't you pray for my soul anymore. At 2 minutes to midnight, and the hands that threaten doom. At 2 minutes to midnight, to kill the unborn in the womb. Hey! Whoa! The blind man shout and let the creatures out. We'll show the unbelievers. Napalm screams of human flames, but prime Breslin feast. Yeah, there's reasons for the carnage. Cut the meat and lick the gravy. We'll oil jaws of the war machine and feed it with our babies. Killers breed, or the demon seed. Not glimmer, not fortune, not pain. To war again, is blood freedom same. Don't you pray for my soul anymore. 2 minutes to midnight, the band's not threatening the doom. 2 minutes to midnight, to kill the unborn in the womb. Now! Little Boba, look at you. Just gonna assault him with treats. That's what that dog deserves. bags and little rags of children torn in two, and the jelly brains of those remain to put the finger right on you. Madmen play on swords and make us all dance to the song of tune. A song of millions to make the better kind of gun. The killer's breed or the demon seed. Not glamour, not fortune, the pain. To go to war again, the blood is freedom stained. Don't you pray for my soul anymore. 2 minutes to midnight, the hands that threaten the doom. 2 minutes to midnight, to kill the unborn in the womb. Midnight, oh midnight, oh midnight, oh it's all night, oh midnight, oh midnight, oh midnight, oh it's all night. Oh, midnight is all night. I fucking love that song. But me start doing no. No. Bills are no. Do what the earth gives you. The fungi and the herb. Because that is what is truly meritable. This house is near a weed store. Nice. That's awesome. Well, don't accidentally future doc yourself. Like, don't, you don't want to, do a future docs of yourself. Don't, New Year's in 5 minutes for me. At the coffee bar, we're all doing a toast. Nice. Well, hey, I'll do a virtual toast. I'll do a virtual toast if everyone that one. I'm not getting it because we're poured, so it's okay. Ah. Here, you know what? I know I got another one that we could do. Oh, where was it? Ah, here it is. Yeah. We'll have that loaded up. I'm home New Year's. This is another hour for me. Hey. Well, it's not another 3 hours for me. About 3 hours and 5 minutes. But you know what? Let's have another little fun one. Let's do another one. Fuck it. The short man from Texas, a man of the wild, thrown into combat where bodies lay piled. Hide his emotions, his blood's running cold. Just like his victories, his story unfolds. Bright, a white light, if there be any glory in war, let it rest on men like him. crosses grow on Anzio, where no soldier sleeps and where hell's 6 feet deep. The death does wait, there's no debate. So charge and attack, they're going to hell and back. A man of 15th, a man of can-do. Friends fall around him and yet he came through. Let them fall face down if they must die. Make it easier to say goodbye. Bright, a white light. If there be any glory in war, let it rest on men like him who went to hell and came back. Crosses grow on Anzio, where no soldier sleeps and where hell's 6 feet deep. Death does wait, there's no debate. So charge and attack, going to hell and back. Oh, gather round me and listen while I speak of a war where hell is 6 feet deep. And all around the shore, where cannons still war, they're haunting my dreams, they're still there when I sleep. Oh, fuck you, Ben, I'm a drunk, that's the point. The point's to have a little fun, fuck you. What am I supposed to be, some master at it? He saw crosses grow on Anzio, where no soldier sleeps and where hell's 6 feet deep. And death does wait, there's no debate. He charged and attacked, he went to hell and back. I love that little song. It's actually about Audie Murphy, if you didn't know. Played Soldier Side. I don't even know that one. I mean, I know, like, I'm just, like, slowly building up my, like, you know, karaoke set list here, okay? Like, I'm basically doing it as we go along. Like, I could do one I haven't done yet. Because I actually, because this one's actually pretty easy. Fuck it, we'll just do 3 right in a row.
Throw your soldiers.
It's okay, ignore, I can't sing at all. Well, I mean, I'm a little inebriated, and plus, I mean, my throat, as, you know, I've been working out my vocal, you know, cords a little bit lately, because I have been doing these more often, so, to be fair, you know, my voice probably is not as, you know, akin, you know, to such use of, the singing and shit.
Once there is no
But this one's actually a pretty easy one. This will be good on the voice, actually. Make it sing. Well, hey, I mean, listen to Bruce Dickinson. I mean, that dude's in his fucking 70s and can still sing. Not as good as like he used to, but can't hit the high notes like he used to, but he can still sing though. Hey, Happy New Year, Jimmy. Hear the sound of machine guns, hear it echo in the night. Motors firing, rains the scene, scars the field that once were green. The stalemate at the front line, where soldiers rest in mud. Roads and houses, all is gone, and there's no glory to be won. Know that many must suffer, know that many will die. 500,000 lives at stake, ask the fields of Passchendaele. As the night draws, as the general's calls, and the battle carries on and on. What's the purpose of it all? What's the price of a mile? Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army on the march. A long way from home, rain the price of young men's lives. Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army in despair. Oh, knee deep in mud, stuck in a trench with no way out. Haven't seen you stream since last year. Oh, thousands of machine guns kept firing through the night. Motors placed and wrecked the scene. Guns to fields that once were green. Still deadlock at the front lines. Her soldiers died in mud. Her roads and houses since long gone. Still no glory has been won. And know that many was suffered. Know that many men has died. 6 miles of ground has been won. 500,000 men are gone. As the men crawled, the generals called, and the killing carried on and on. What was the purpose of it all? What's the price of a mile? Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army on the march. Long way from home, paying the price of young men's lives. Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army in despair. No knee in mud, stuck in a trench with no way out. It is a good song. It's like Sabaton's version of Passchendaele by Iron Maiden. Oh, young men are dying. They pay the price. Oh, how they suffer. So tell me, what's the price of a mile? That's the price of a mile. Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army on the march. Oh, long way from home, paying the price of young men's lives. Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army in despair. Oh, knee deep in mud, stuck in a trench with no way out. Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army on the march. Oh, long way from home, paying the price of young men's lives. Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army in despair. In mud, stuck in a trench with no way out. Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army on the march. Oh, a long way from home, paying the price of young men's lives. Thousands of feet march to the beat. It's an army in despair. Oh, knee deep in mud, stuck in a trench with no way out. It eventually kind of goes into a little, like, decrescendo and mutes eventually. I feel like these last little parts aren't really as needed. But it is a good song. I mean, honestly, you know, it is kind of fucking crazy. I still kind of can't believe that, you know, the Great War was straight up at this point well over 100 years ago. It's like, what now, 103 years ago? I guess not well over 100 years ago, but still, it's like been over a century now. It's just like, god damn. Still kind of fucking like a little nutty to think about. Yeah. Alright, get back here later. But we'll at least, you know, take a little respite from the karaoke there. Give my throat a break while I torture it with smoke. Is there at least, you know, one or two that two others I could do? 2030 is only 7 years away. Jesus Christ! Don't remind me of that. Fucking hell, dude. Dude, okay, like, I guess depending on when you look at it, like, either 1941 or 1939 is gonna be almost 100 years ago. Like, holy shit, like, depending on how you look at it, World War II would have started 100 years ago, depending on the date that you consider it. Which, for me, I would consider, the invasion of Poland in 1939. I'm not gonna karaoke it, but you know what, actually, there is a Sabaton song that is about that. It's literally just simply called 40 to 1. Actually, from the same album that song was called, that came from, called, The Price of a Mile. Oh, for a reference, at least, for the songs I did in order was 2 Minutes to Midnight by Iron Maiden, To Hell and Back by Sabaton, and by Sabaton as well, Price of a Mile. Just at least, if anyone wants to look at the songs on their own. But another Sabaton song, actually. Going to the weed store. I mean, if there's like an actual battle to, go to the weed store, maybe, I don't know. I honestly don't know what their position on weed is. I mean, their metal music is basically just talking about, like, war history and stuff. They don't really have, like, a position. I mean, honestly, a lot of their themes, even with their songs, it does tend to be pretty anti-war. Like, The Price of a Mile is a pretty anti-war song, if you look at it. I mean, honestly, like, a lot of their war songs, actually, in my opinion, at least, do tend lean anti-war. So, I guess, at least, at the very least, if there is a position Sabaton does take, is at least, like, a look at history, being, like, genuinely, like, looking at history, and then also, like, being anti-war. Well, at least, still, honoring those that, fought, in those wars, despite. To one, serious of sport is death and glory. Soldiers of Poland, second to none. Who knows of heaven, death to a horse. I'm still kind of karaokeing it. Guns and guns, and thoughts and wonders will hold. You're going to expect his life. My face and my hair. The sounds of when memory strikes, and bursts the thunder of guns. Oh yeah, we'd also, yeah. On Mondays, at least at the dispensary that I go to, on Mondays, instead of getting an eighth, like if you were to buy an eighth, you would actually get 4 grams. They would add an extra half gram to your eighths on Mondays. And also they have different sales, like 10% off, 50% off sales, or 20% off sales, depending. So, yes. The maximum weed you can buy at a dispensary is 2 ounces. As a recreational user. But the thing is, you can have a loophole and you can go to as many dispensaries as you want. It doesn't say that you can't, buy from more than one dispensary. It's just that you can only buy 2 ounces at a time per dispensary. Like, I mean, because, what, you think, like, if I got, like, 2 ounces from the dispensary I go to, and went to another one that's near me and got 2 ounces there, how in the fuck are they gonna know that I got 2 ounces from the other dispensary? They're not, so, there's a loophole. There's no way to enforce it, honestly, because legally, on your person, you can carry more than that. I mean, there's some laws about it and shit, but, I mean, honestly, they're not exactly very heavily enforced, because there's, like, what truly is there to, like, heavily enforce? Unless you're being an idiot and smoking blatantly in public, or a cop can see you or some shit, you're not really gonna get busted for anything. Or if you're doing some other shit, that's stupid, and then you get caught having a shitload of weed that's over the legal limit. If it's, like, those circumstances, then, yeah, you're gonna get caught, and you're gonna get fucked a little bit. But it's not gonna be, like, some criminal penalty, like a fucking federal crime, where you're gonna be thrown in jail for a long fucking time or something. It's gonna be treated more like a misdemeanor. I'm gonna put some coats on. You think alcohol will warm me up, but it hasn't. It's bullshit. Come on. Get on me, you son of a bitch. Oh my god, I hate this jacket. Why do I bother with this jacket? I hate it. This piece of shit. Yeah. So off, you look like a lazy fucking sleepy little bastard, and don't think you're gonna stay like that all night. You're going to get up and you're going to join me when we go depart later. There we go. Even from a store, you never know if it's laced unless you grow it yourself, she always says. Oh my god, dude. There's legal protections in place to where marijuana in a store is not going to be laced. Like, that's just... They test that. There's regulations in place where they test that shit before they even send it to the dispensaries. Before they even leave the farm. Like, oh my god. I mean, that's just some extra level paranoia that's just ridiculous. Like, you want the legal shit because it's good. Like, that's the good shit because you know it's good. Like, there ain't gonna be anything in it. It's not gonna be laced of shit. Like, oh my god. That's like some extra level paranoia bullshit right there. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a little dumb. I mean, that's the one thing your mama just be a little low-key dumb about. It's like, I mean, it's not her fault. I do get it, but she wants you to grow your own. Well, I mean, honestly, what's funny, you wanna know how I could you wanna know how I can grow my own weed? Is because I bought it from a dispensary, and every now and then there'll still be some seeds in there. So, because of that, I will collect them, because those seeds will actually still genuinely be good, and I could grow them, if I tried. So, it's just like, I mean, the thing is, though, it's a bitch and a half to maintain, and plus, you know, there's the electrical costs, because of the 12-hour light, 12-hour nighttime, you know, cycle that you want to do to, you know, get the plant bigger, but not bud. You know, so it's like, there is definitely, like, you know, some playing around with it and shit that you have to do. And it's trial and error. Like, I mean, it takes a lot of focus. Tried to grow a few years back, sprouted and died. Oh my god, I'm sorry for just, like, doing that, but damn. It's like they sprouted, and then they died. It's like, damn, bro. I just realized I won't have necessarily enough time for the movie, so, you know, fuck it. Fuck that movie. I don't even want to necessarily take the risk anyway. I got, you know, like a hit with a public domain fucking movie last time, which was bullshit, and YouTube seems to love doing that a lot, so it's just like, god damn it. Honestly, it was probably worth not taking the risk. But I might have, like, one or two more karaoke's, you know, later. But, you know, we'll just give it a minute. Give my voice a little break while I continue to use it very harshly. But you know what? I know that TJ made a little bit of a holiday video about reforms of the holidays. I've been wanting to get into this, so let's get right into this bitch.
Happy New Year, that's right.
Happy New Year's, bitches.
2023 is upon us. What horrors will it bring?
I don't know, but you know what? I actually want to put my earbuds on and not show you, but listen, and maybe, like, do, like, a news reporter, you know, report on their Jordan Peterson shit.
Stay tuned. Actually,
but we'll do that after this video.
1 in 3 Americans say they had a great year in 2022. I'd have to consider myself to be among them. 2020, 2021, and 2022 have all been pretty nice years for me, despite...
Honestly, the last 3 years have been kind of a roller coaster. 2020, despite all the bullshit, actually a fairly decent year for me. 2021, not as good. Has some issues. 2022, for this year, honestly... I mean, I want to say it's, like, at the same level as 2020, in my opinion, but I would say that it's you know, like, maybe, like, one step or two below that, you know, for me personally. You know, it's like a little, like, roller coaster, like, whoop, whoop, you know, like a little dip, you know. It was, you know, that was how it was for me, because 2021 wasn't really a great year, but this year actually was, you know, not exactly, but a little equivocal to about, like, how, 2020 was. And honestly, I feel like a lot of that was just because of this little furry bastard over here.
I don't know, terrible for...
Should have let me punch his fart box. That sounds horrible. 2020 was horrible and great year for me. I got laid a lot that year, yet I also lost my last 3 girlfriends in one damn year. Jesus Christ, dude. Dude, I mean, that 1 year alone sounded like a roller coaster. I mean, 2021 was a roller coaster for me, but it was more like dips than ups, you know, for me personally. Like, the first half of that year, I think, was more up than down, but the last little half of that year was more down than up. Until I got Zukov, then it kind of went, started going back up. You know, like, once Zukov came around, you know, like, honestly, like, things have kind of improved a lot. And honestly, even a lot of my friends have noticed that, just because of Zukov, you know, being around. He's like, yeah, your mental health and your general, like, you know, views on things, you generally seem better about things and stuff. I mean, dude, I know, don't, man, Bandito, dude, that was, like, the worst part of this year for me, personally. It's just fucking losing him, dude. He was a god incarnate. Dude, he was legit, like, a god being. Dude, when the fucking felinoid world order arises, I'm gonna have some fucking answers, you know, to, like, I'm gonna need some like, they're gonna have questions for me, and I'm gonna need to fucking have some answers, dude. Like, with the feline, like, court, how are your cats? Well, I don't know if you've been around when Bandit was around. I think you were, but he got eaten by a fucking coyote, so we miss Bandito, and rest in peace, our, you know, our space lord and savior, because he was basically just a fucking alien that was sent here to monitor the human species and combat against the reptilians in the canine, you know, world orders. And no, yeah, and also the coyote world order, because apparently they're out there fucking around and shit, being like, you know, pirates, you know, doing piracy and shit. But when, like, the intergalactic felinoid, like, council comes to Earth and takes over officially, like, I'm gonna need to have some fucking answers, and I'm not gonna be able to properly answer them because I have not officially, you know, successfully did my vengeance quest. Like, I have not, you know, achieved the vengeance quest needed to answer for my sins, so I'm gonna be punished by the felinoid world order. I was trying to get good with them, dude. Like, I was trying to have an alliance and trying to get, like, the local area here to not be impacted as hard by their subjugation, but I'm fucked. Like, I mean, you know, it's like, damn it, I need to, like, you know, find another one of them. And not just, like, any cat, but, like, you know, like a bandit one, dude, because he was just, like, he was a one of a kind, man. There ain't no way to replace him. God damn, I miss that fucking bastard. If I see a coyote up and down the street, I don't even give a fuck what the... I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to finish that sentence. I probably shouldn't, because I do truly give a shit about what the laws are in my loaded county and jurisdictions. I totally do. 100%. Smoke 3 bowls in rapid order. I'll just smoke 1 bowl in 3 different hits in rapid order. How about that?
I can't help it. I'm a pig, and I thrive in the muck. But I'm also a king, and while my royal ambitions are global, for this video, I'd like to focus on America and our holidays.
America, baby.
Because really, most of our good ones are all clustered towards the end of the year. You know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, all take place within 62 days of one another. Halloween is on October 31st. New Year's Day is on January 1st. That's just a 62-day window right there. Why are all of our best holidays stuffed into a little, like, 2-month time span, while the rest of the year is just this slow, monotonous slog? And why do we have so many useless holidays that don't do a damn thing for anyone? Well...
Hey, it gets me federal holiday pay, or potentially, you know, holiday pay because, you know, of a unit contract or something like that. Which unfortunately doesn't give us many extra holidays, but...
What's a king for, if not for making bold decrees about what shall henceforth be?
Yes.
America has long needed some holiday reform, and I know it might not be the most pressing issue that we face as a nation, but it is an issue. Don't make any mistakes about that. You know, it definitely is something that should be addressed, and I'm here to do just that.
Yay!
What better day to do it than at the cusp of a brand new year? So first of all, let's talk about what's getting cut.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, that's getting cut.
Thank God.
Holiday made up by the chocolatiers and the greeting card companies, nah.
Nah.
You want to have a romantic evening with your partner or partners or your hand, that's up to you. You plan it out. We don't need to put it on the calendar, all right? You could write it in on your personal calendar. It doesn't need to be, an official holiday.
True.
You don't need the state's permission or the calendar company's permission or whoever's permission to be amorous with your significant humans, all right?
True.
St. Patrick's Day. All right, I hate to be stereotyping.
Hey, the Irishman's coming out there, lad. You better watch your tone. You better watch your fucking tone there, mate. Aye there, laddie. If you watch your tone, I might just spare you.
Do Irish people really need an occasion?
Yes! Ardy, that we do!
To get drunk.
Yes!
It's cut. It's gone.
Fuck you!
Sorry.
Alright, meet me outside the port. I'm gonna have a pint or two tonight, and then I'm gonna fucking beat you sentenceless.
My ass, Irish people. Oh, and that whole, pinch you because you're not wearing green thing?
Okay, fuck that. That's ridiculous.
Easter. If you're an adult, what the hell is this one to you?
It's to celebrate our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ being resurrected, even though that happened in 3 days, not, it's... An Australian Scotsman. Well, you know what, when I said mate, that's where this Australian came into play. The Scotsman, a little bit. I can actually kind of understand that too a little, but, they also tend to be pretty close to the Irish too, their accents kind of overlap a little bit sometimes. Not always. They do have distinct accents, for sure. But, there is a little overlap. Can't really deny that. There is overlap.
A bunny rabbit brings you a chocolate version of itself so that you can eat its ears and then forget about it until June when you find it all white and oxidized and stuff.
Oh, God.
Like that. Maybe once upon a time a chocolate bunny was an exciting gift. We have better candy than that now, you know what I mean? Mother's Day and Father's Day. What do they need a day for? This sends the message that breeding is good and noble, and I just...
Ew, yeah. Honestly, I agree with this. The St. Patty's, I feel like that just needs to be reformed. It just needs to be reformed into a day that, that whole, Irish, drinking, going to the pub, to go have a pint. So, that needs to just be, expanded, to everybody. St. Patty's Day just needs to be known as, National Drinking Day. If anything, it doesn't need to be cut. It needs to be reformed. It doesn't need to be outright cut. That's my addendum to TJ with that one. But yes, Easter, and Mother/Father's Day, yeah. Cut them. They're bullshit. They can be gone.
Agree. When we start running low on humans and
honestly, I can maybe see Easter as a slight exception just so, the kids can have their fun. It's literally just a holiday for kids, basically, it's not for adults, It's what do the adults get out of that? Oh, what? We have to, pay money to fucking, do things for our little oogly googly kids? It's another one that kind of, enforces all, your breeding thing, the Mother/Father's Day thing, does. I'm not even, a total anti-natalist, but, I do advocate more of, a responsible, parenthoodship, when it comes, when it comes to that. So it's that thus meaning that a lot of people probably should not be parents. So thus, just people just, breeding left or right. Yeah, probably not the greatest thing, Not in my mind, at least.
Bringing these back as some kind of incentive, but until then, it's cut. 4th of July, At first glance, it's let's eat hot dogs and hamburgers and blow stuff up. That sounds cool, at a glance, but then you kind of realize you're celebrating a bunch of rich, slave-fondling, old white dudes, who basically were just rebelling against a bunch of other, slave-fondling, rich old white dudes that just happened to be across an ocean, and they're just wait a minute.
I don't want to pay taxes to those particular type of weird white slave-owning white dudes and stuff. I want other people below me to do that for me. There's honestly, as far as I'm concerned, honestly, at most, maybe 3 or 4, but at least 2 founding fathers that are at least okay. Thomas Paine and Benjamin Franklin. and maybe like 3 or 4 that I'm, not 100% aware about. But at least those 2, yeah, they're at least kind of based. Because Thomas Paine was kind of like a little bit of a proto-socialist first time, not really, but kind of. Like he, there's some things about his, ideas that in his philosophy that kind of lean towards those type of things and shit. Like T-Pain, I like the guy a little bit. And then Benjamin Franklin, I mean, dude, he's our boy. Like, I mean, he's our boy. Like, he be our boy. I mean, it's like a fucking troll, a prankster, fucking, like, basically, like, got the French on our side because he basically just got laid with a bunch of French women and the prince, and like, the Princess of France or whatever the fuck. Like, the dude was like a fucking, like, pussy hound. Like, they literally had to quadruple check anything that Benjamin Franklin wrote in the fucking Constitution, at least initially, just to make sure he didn't write, like, some weird, like, prankster troll bullshit. Like, they made sure that Benjamin Franklin didn't troll his way into the fucking Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Like, they had to, like, quadruple check his shit because they thought, hey, he might, like, slide some bullshit in here. Like, dude, Benjamin Franklin's a little bit based. Like, I mean, say what you want about him. He might have some flaws for sure, but he's our boy. Like, he's based. Like, he's our boy. Like, I mean, you can't, I'll die on that hill. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Like, he's my boy. I mean, he's not on the $100 bill for nothing. You know what I mean?
Guys out, and then they made it everybody's problem. Hard pass on that. Sorry. Just don't buy into the whole America myth at this point. Halloween. Yeah,
the American myth is just gross. So that's why, I mean, I'm willing to just, like, I want, like, Benjamin Franklin's, like, edgelord, like, quote, dark side, to come out a little bit, you know what I mean? Because, like, the whole, like, American myth about him is like, oh, he's, like, the great inventor and, like, one of the wholesome founding fathers that helped, diplomatically get the French to our side and this and that and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, he did some of that shit. But, bitch, my boy be a troll and a pussy hound and, like, a dirty boy indeed. Like, he was dirty as fuck. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. Like, I mean, all Benjamin Franklin did was bang lonely housewives. That's not all he did. I mean, I'm, like, dude, like, again, see what you want about him, but, like, there's a lot more going on than that shit, okay? Like, I mean, I really hope that Deep Fried Fried does an episode on Benjamin Franklin, because he really be my boy. Like, he's a known troll, a prankster, and, like, they literally had to, like, the other founding fathers had to, like, reread, like, his shit multiple times to make sure he was not being a prankster and a troll and doing some weird shit and some edgelord shit for the time, interwoven into that stuff. Like, I mean, he was a known troll and, like, a little bit of, like, a ladies' man and, like, dude, like, a charismatic guy, legit, like, he was kind of an innovator and, philosopher. Like, dude, he's a jack of all trades, man. Dude, I fucking, like, I love Benjamin Franklin. Flaws and all, honestly. Again, I'm willing to die on that hill. Don't even give a fuck. 30 more minutes for me. Yeah, Happy New Year's, Carl. 2023 year here. Yeah, brother.
Thanksgiving and Christmas can stay because they're all good fundamentally, but they need some reform. And New Year's can stay because I know that people just like this false impression that they're given some kind of new beginning, right? I mean, really, any day can be a new beginning, but more likely it's just going to be a continuation of all the bullshit that came before. So other holidays that are going away for sheer lameness are all the racial and cultural holidays, because we're just abolishing all that stuff, MLK Day, he's a great man, we can still study him and stuff, but you don't need a day. Cinco de Mayo, I can eat Mexican food any other day. That's all it is to white people anyway. It's like, it's Mexican food day. Yeah, any day is Mexican food day. Earth Day, every day should be Earth Day. You should take care of the earth. It's not just, you can't just be like, once a year, pay some lip service to the earth and plant a tree and be like, woo! All the jingoistic holidays like Memorial Day and Veterans Day, they gotta go.
Hey, wait, hold up. I get paid federal holiday pay. I get 1.5 times pay. Hey, my paycheck gets affected from that, you asshole. Hey, no. Just for the fact that I get federal holiday pay out of that. I'm sorry, I don't care. Boo. Unless I get some federal holiday pay for the shit you're gonna add, then, no. Nah. Like, I mean, hey, I want my federal holiday pay. I'm sorry, I don't care. Fuck you.
Also on the chopping block are the holidays that are only celebrated by one religious group. Like, I don't know what Epiphany Day is, but I'm jealous and I don't like it. And no more.
What the fuck is Epiphany Day?
Hanukkah, all right? You know, I always felt bad when I was growing up, the kids who had to celebrate Hanukkah just because they're Jewish. Jews can celebrate Christmas, it's fun.
I mean, honestly, don't they, like, you know, get multiple days of celebration? Like, we only, like, you know, Christmas is only, like, at most 2. Mainly, really, just 1 day. So, it's like, I mean, isn't Hanukkah, like, I mean, because isn't it technically supposed to be, like, every candle or whatever the fuck is, like, supposed to represent, like, each little festive thing or whatever the hell? I don't even know. I'm not Jewish, I don't know this shit, and frankly, I don't really give a fuck, but, like, don't they, I mean, but all in all, don't they technically get, like, more to celebrate and shit, all in all? I mean, it's like, I don't know, like, Hanukkah sounds better than Christmas, I mean, in a way, but they don't have the same type of shit. Like, this is why, honestly, there should be an addendum. Instead of, like, getting rid of, like, Christmas, Hanukkah, and all these other, like, you know, strict religious holidays, just morph it all into, like, the winter, like, holiday solstice, you know, like, month or some shit, and just let December just be that entire fucking month. And the entire month is, like, a federal holiday pay month, and, you know, and for the days off on the very specific, like, you know, big days, like Christmas and shit like that, you get, like, 3 times pay. Fuck it, you know, that should be what it is. Like, the entire month of Christmas, that's what it should be. Like, you know, the fucking, like, you know, the year, you know, the month of fucking giving, bitch. Like, if it's supposed to be the seasons of the giving and, you know, the gifts and all this and that and all this other shit, then, let's start giving, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, come on now, you know? It's like, I mean, I would be okay with that. Because then it just, you know, encompasses, like, you can't even, like, you know, fucking be like, hey, my shit isn't represented. It's like, yeah, it is. It's, like, because that entire, like, the winter solstice, you know, like, festival month, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like, I mean, you know, it's like, it will encompass everything. From Festivus, Yuletide, Christmas, Hanukkah, I don't know what the, you know, Muslims believe, but, you know, their shit, you know, like, everything. It would just encompass all of it, because pretty much, like, all the winter solstice, like, holidays are all within the month of December. So if you just make the entire month that, then you encompass everything. So no one could complain. There's no, like, specific, like, religious holiday at that point. It's just all encompassed into one broad, big thing. You know what, if someone wants to compromise and be like, the entire month, that seems a little too much. It's like, you know what, fine. Take the first week off, and then, like, the last, like, 3 weeks are the holiday season part. You know, the first week of, you know, December, sure. You know what, I'm on the compromise. But the last 3 weeks, no. Like, because honestly, like, the only reason why I'm willing to say the first week is because usually there's, like, I mean, I can't really think of any holidays on the first week of December, but usually, like, from the second to third, fourth week onward, yeah, there is. Like, the second week has Christmas and shit, so, like, in Hanukkah's, like, what, a week before that, so the second week definitely does. I mean, the first week, honestly, probably does too, but I'm willing to compromise to just shove that all in the second week. So, fuck it. You know, just make the entire month of December like a holiday month. You know, as far as I'm concerned, that's my little holiday reform, you know, at least as an idea.
It's not going to ruin Judaism, all right? April Fool's Day. Cool concept, but it really hasn't been fun since the internet happened.
True.
Because now it's just a day where you can't trust anything you hear.
It's just a prank, bro. To pranks, you know, camera pretending it's a gun to school. It's a prank, bro. Cops called, you know, fucking, you know, assault happened. It's like those, yeah, the prank videos. Yeah, that killed April Fools. And just, like, pranks in general. Like, oh, I don't even want to get in a tangent about that content of YouTube and shit. I remember the one where, like, some dude was unironically kidnapped as a, quote, prank. And he was like, and he thought his buddy, who was a content creator as well, was, oh my, I don't even want to describe it, it's so fucking horrible, but I remember one specific thing that he yelled out. He was like, what is this? He literally was like, "Oh God, what is this?" And he's like tied to a chair and shit. Oh my God, dude, I don't even want to I don't even want to relive it. It's so horrible. It's like, for a quote prank, it's just awful. Dude, the internet ruined April Fools and pranks and joke. Like, the internet really truly has ruined a lot of those things.
And that's unfortunate.
Half of them are straight up crimes. Yeah, the one I'm talking about, if anyone knows what I'm referring to, then yeah, that one literally is. Like, that one straight up is.
Every day of our
It's a
lives.
kidnapping.
Thus, it's no longer relevant. Basically, most holidays are lame as hell and pretty much just need to go away forever. We as rational adults can recognize that, yeah? So, alright. Let's move on, okay? With all those garbage holidays no longer cluttering up the year, we can now begin to take a rational approach to this subject. So what really is a holiday? I invite you to contemplate that for a second. What is a holiday really? It's really just a day that we set aside, and it can be more than a day. It could be a week or a time a year that we set aside to do something a little bit different than the monotonous, grating grind of human existence and its tediums, okay? It's just a time when you can shake things up a little bit, which is why
I agree with that.
Putting them all in a little 2-month window is a trash strategy, for mush brains and lunatics. It doesn't work. You can't break up the monotony of a whole year of just slog and work and blah, blah, with a few little holidays thrown at the end. And honestly,
I mean, think about it from a retail work perspective, because think about the shit I have to fucking deal with. I have to, no offense intended and no harm intended, but like you motherfuckers that come to our grocery stores and shit, they're like, hey, I'd like to have the holiday dinner or this and that. I need a tray for oh my God, holy shit. It sometimes whenever we're like, all right, we'll be able to try to get that done and shit. Sometimes another department or this person or there's so much shit that happens where it's just it drives us up the fucking walls. Okay, straight up. It's nothing against customers, but oh my God, dude, the fact that all these holiday things just for example, at our store every fucking year that I've been there, we've done these holiday dinner deals where basically you can get these big dinners that you can pre-order, and you can either pay once you pick them up or ahead of time, whatever. And basically they're 4 different things. Well, later, actually for the last 3 years it's been 5, but for at least just for simplicity's sake, we'll just say the main 4, which is a all turkey breast home style dinner thing, which comes with a bunch of different things like stuffing, all this other shit. And then there's a whole turkey, a big one, that's weirdly enough the same price, that's pretty much the same shit. And then you got a spiral pre-cooked ham that you can just reheat, that's pretty much the same shit. And then you got a prime rib thing that's essentially the same shit, but also $10 more expensive. The ham's $10 more, it's $10 to $15 more expensive than the turkey shit. The prime rib one's $10 more expensive than the ham one. So basically $20 to $30 more expensive than the turkey shit. But it's just when it's the day that most people are picking that shit up, on top of other orders that people put in, on top of people that are coming in just wanting an 8-piece or a 16-piece or this and that, blah blah blah. Oh my God, it drives us fucking insane. The stress goes way the fuck up. We get shit, honestly, it's a lottery. Honestly, I've drunk probably more in the last month or so, probably more so than half this fucking year, just because of all this holiday shit. I mean, frankly, I'm not even kidding, because ugh. Because, it's stressful, it's ridiculous. I mean, some motherfuckers are straight up assholes. It's ridiculous. It gets insane. And all of it crunched in, a short period of time. Because Thanksgiving's not even, it's literally, a month apart from Christmas and shit. And we have to do the same holiday dinners for Thanksgiving, for Christmas as well. So there might be a little 2-week intermittent period where we have a respite from doing those specific orders and shit. But they come back and we have to deal with them. And they're ridiculous. because every now and then, especially lately, we don't always, there's been times where it's like, oh shit, we're missing a turkey, or oh shit, like some sides are missing, or, because we were not sent in enough, like because of shortages and the supply chain and all this other shit that's been happening for the past year or so, right? So it's like all this other shit, compiles, just adds to all this. Ugh, it's like, oh my God, just thinking about it is just making me more like, it's just adding to my own personal stress right now. It's just like, oh my fuck. And then you got things like Black Friday, and then like Labor Day, all this other shit. Oh my fucking God. I'm so glad I do not work at a place like Walmart or some shit on, or something like that, because grocery stores like mine, we don't get hit as hard on Black Friday. I mean, we still do get hit pretty decently, because we love to make sure that our sales are always, going around and shit, and deals and this and that. But like, oh, I'm so glad we don't have to deal with the brunt, like, onslaught. Like, we get skirmishes, like, in comparison to, like, the frontline, like, trench warfare that happens in places like at Walmart and the malls and all that shit. Like, oh God, I can't even imagine. Ugh. But that shit needs to be spread apart. Like, actually, I'm sure you probably might get into it, but, like, Labor Day, right? Like, that needs to actually just straight up be switched around from whatever day it is to May 1st. Because it's a little bullshit that it ain't. It's like, Labor Day should be May 1st. Like, that makes more sense in my mind, considering the history of May 1st, and with the Haymarket Affair in 1888, that happened on May 1st, or at least, May 1st through the 4th. So it's just like, it makes more sense to put a Labor Day, a day that's supposed to, be a holiday for workers and shit, even though it's basically treated as a way to punish workers at this point. It's just like, at that rate, put it on a day that actually fucking matters a little bit. Walmart, Target get the worst of it, the grocery stores are the shell-shock survivors. Yeah, we're the shell-shock survivors, even though, my first deployment was at the grocery stores as a deli clerk. And of course, a lot of people want hot food, when it comes to, some dinners and shit. So sometimes it's not the holiday deals that we get, like I said. Sometimes people want, like, the 8-piece dinner deal and shit like that. Or they want, like, 2 16 pieces, which I actually had to do today, which was like, oh my fucking God, I almost cleared this out. Oh, it's just like, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're clearing us out of almost all of our chicken. Like, you insane crazy bitch. It's like, what are you doing? Feeding a fucking legion? It's like, god damn. It's what you're doing, like feeding a battalion or something? It's like, shit.
Putting all the holidays that close together.
Anyway, I'm just kind of going into the shell shock, like, PTSD rant, so we'll just, get back to the video.
From the monotony, they're part of the monotony, because all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, there's too many holidays.
It is. Like, every year I have to prep for this shit, dude. It is.
It's all happening at once.
I think my rant proves that.
It becomes stressful, and people get, that's why there's higher instances of suicidality at Christmas time, because it's too goddamn much, too fucking close together. So, anyway, Halloween and Christmas, I think, are pretty good where they are. To me, they're the heavy hitters of the holiday season. Now, because I'm an edgy goth and all that, Halloween's my favorite. But I like Christmas, too. These two big holidays, they're towards the end of the year. But, what really fucks it up, in my opinion, is having Thanksgiving right there in the middle.
Yep.
It's like, what is Thanksgiving? Let's have
like a celebration where, like, Native Americans and pilgrims are friendly, even though that, like, is not accurate at all.
Feast. Well, we're already going to do that on Christmas. So if we're going to do it a month later, that's just monotony. That's the very thing we're trying to avoid with holidays in the first place, right?
Yep.
So let's put Thanksgiving, I don't know, mid-August. Give it some breathing room. And can we please...
Can we have it on my birthday, so then I can have, like, the most gluttonous feast every fucking birthday on the 16th? If we're going to do it in mid-August, the 16th is literally in the middle of August. It's, like, split right in the fucking middle. So, yeah, like, that sounds perfect. I am absolutely, just for ego's sake, personally okay with this.
The aesthetics of this thing, because both Halloween and Christmas...
And Thanksgiving in December, I'm more about TJ's opinion about this. I'm a little bit more vibing with TJ about this one, honestly. Big kid already do that for your birthday. Exactly. That's kind of the point. So I can have like a little extra, celebration, because then everybody has to like feast, and then I have the day where I could do that as well, but even more so. And then I can just like, egotistically think, yes, everyone's Thanksgiving Day is on my birthday when I was born. Yes. Everyone celebrates and is thankful of my existence. I could just have like a TJ level egotistical like stroke job the entire day. Like that's kind of it's kind of the point. But I do have the liquid courage, so I'm coming out just not giving a fuck. So I let my egotism come out a little bit.
Associated with them.
It really does, but it is now.
Lame. It's like the fall color palette is just kind of gross because it's mostly just shades of brown. So it's like a swatch of turd colors. I don't like it. I never have. And then
I never really thought it as like turd colors, but I kind of agree a little bit. The fall colors aren't necessarily my favorite type of colors. Some of the colors are like some of the like amber like crimson red colors, and some of the like that pumpkin orange and stuff. Like there's some colors that I like, but the broad autumn palette isn't exactly that great.
Just drop the lore in general from Thanksgiving. The Pilgrims and the Indians eating together to cement their long-standing friendship. It didn't really work out all that great for the Indians. Like it's kind of it puts a damper in the whole thing when it's like they were friends. It's like, yeah, but not for long.
Yeah, Manifest Destiny, Trail of Tears, Reservations, that stuff. That stuff seems to like, override any of that quote unquote friendship that was going on.
We know how that turned out. Second of all, what does that really have to do with thankfulness anyway? In fact,
just be thankful they didn't go extinct. That's what.
What does eating a whole bunch of food have to do with being thankful? I guess you can be thankful for the food, but you should be thankful for everything you got in life, right? That's the thing. You can't just, make up for being an ingrate the rest of the year by having one day of thankfulness. So what I would say is be thankful for most of the year, and then just treat Thanksgiving as what it really is. Gluttony Day. A day where we eat ourselves into a coma on a bunch of weird crap that we really don't eat the rest of the year. At least I don't.
Hey, those like rolls, those like little stuffed rolls and stuff, dude, those things are fucking amazing. Stuffing, I don't even want to hear any critique about that. That shit is god tier. Like, mashed potatoes and gravy, knowing TJ, I feel like he's gonna give that a pass. Actually, to be fair, I did kind of pre-watch this a little bit. I know he does. Turkey, you can have turkey outside of Thanksgiving. It's like, come on. And, like, the cranberry sauce shit, that I actually understand. Like, who the fuck actually eats that outside of Thanksgiving? And honestly, we only eat that because we, quote, tolerate it, because it's some reason, like, aesthetically a part of Thanksgiving, I guess. Like, we only tolerate that cranberry sauce salad shit just because it's aesthetically a part of the holiday. Like, we truly don't actually tolerate that. Like, cranberries in themselves are pretty good, but, like, the cranberry sauce shit, like, we truly, like, but, like, everything else about it, like, you can eat that shit outside of Thanksgiving. I will make stuffing every now and then, outside of Thanksgiving occasionally, because that should just be good, okay? Like, I don't, it's just a bunch of weird crap. It's like, what about pumpkin pie, bro? That shit is my shit right there. I love pumpkin pie. Every now and then I'll get a little pumpkin pie fix. Sometimes it'll be, like every now and then I'll have, I'll be in like the middle of March or the middle of June or whatever the fuck. And I'll be like, you know what? I kind of want a pumpkin pie. At my store, we actually make like little like small 6-inch pumpkin pies, like an individual pie basically. And I'll get that, get a little bit of whipped cream, just slaps a bunch of that whipped cream on top of that bitch and just eat that shit right then and there. Like, I'll eat a whole little personal pie by myself. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll do that sometimes. Like, because pumpkin pie is good. Yeah, pumpkin is good. Pumpkin's some good shit. It's like, the foods of Thanksgiving aren't exclusive to Thanksgiving. I mean, every now and then you might get a little fix. It's like, I want some stuffing, with, some of the food I'm having right now. Or I want a little pumpkin pie, I'm feeling a little desserty, but I want a pumpkin pie right now, It's like, every now and again you get, like, those fucking vibes. And it's like, you can't just deny that shit, It's like, come on, TJ.
I never once sat down on a normal-ass Tuesday night and had turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce and canned...
Okay, like the cranberry sauce and shit, sure. But, like, turkey and stuffing, like, my guy. Like, you haven't done that at least once or twice on, like, an off day, that isn't at Thanksgiving? Like, I've done it. It's like, yeah, I got, like, some, it's like I got, like, a little... Maybe not turkey, but, like, it's like, hey, I got, like, a little steak. Maybe I want a little stuffing and maybe, like, a little, like, a... mashed potatoes and gravy and shit, with that, and then, like, a couple rolls. That's a fucking, like, meal right there. It's like, yeah, you got some stuffing on there, that's the Thanksgiving thing, but, like, on a fucking, like, average Tuesday in the middle of March or something like that, dude, that's, like, a fucking hefty meal, and that sounds amazing right there. So it's just like, what the hell? Like, you're really gonna dog on the food, TJ, you're really dogging on the food. Peppermint's good year-round. That's another thing. Peppermint, yeah. Like, there's some shit that's just good year-round. Like, yeah, is it, like, pretty hyper, like, focused on a holiday? Sure. But you can have that shit year-round. That's why it's always there year-round. Because sometimes it's just good to have, like, other times of the year. It's like, what the hell? You don't have to have it strictly as, like, some Thanksgiving feast. It's like, come on.
Yams and shit. The only food associated with Thanksgiving that I regularly eat outside of Thanksgiving is probably mashed potatoes and gravy, because that's God-tier stuff, all right?
Well, so stuffing! Like, come on, and what, the little bread rolls? I mean, come on. You're not gonna say that you do not have bread rolls or, like, biscuits, when it comes to that mashed potatoes and gravy. You're gonna tell me you do not do that, TJ. It's like, come on now. I mean, even stuffing, it's like, seriously? Not even once? Outside of Thanksgiving, it's like, come on now. Come on, TJ. Yeah, mac and cheese. I mean, dude, that's like a staple.
Let's all just, get together with our friends and our family and eat too much and suffer. Gluttony Day, And if you feel thankful for something, stifle those feelings. Focus on what really matters. Eating.
Yep, there needs to be a Gluttony Day. And I'm okay with that being in the middle of August on my birthday. Honestly, on the 16th. I'm okay with Gluttony Day being a thing. I know my ego's talking a little bit, but, you can't go wrong. The 16th is truly in the smack dab in the middle of fucking August. That or the 15th, I guess, depending on how you look at it. But nonetheless, it's still pretty much smack dab right in the middle of fucking August. So, you can't go wrong. Can't deny. It's like, hey, it's not my fault my birthday happens to be smack dab in the middle of August. Sam.
Eat. Halloween is a mostly decent holiday, but it needs to get back to its horror roots, because Halloween has become too family-friendly in recent times, in my opinion. Some kids, they show up to your house, they dress as Captain America.
August is still barbecue season. Sure, but smoked turkey. Yeah, honestly, you can make a hella dank-ass Thanksgiving barbecue with some turkey. Okay? And honestly, I know TJ has a addendum to the whole barbecue thing.
Or something. You know what?
It's all in July.
Those kids shouldn't get any candy. No more candy for those. I want to see werewolves, vampires, demons, slashers, zombies, ghouls, ghosts, and...
Beast! I agree.
And after it starts to get too late and the trick-or-treaters, go back home and eat their candy and stuff, I want to see the streets start to fill up with drunk sluts and skimpy costumes running around through the night, and teenagers cruising around in their cars doing property damage to any houses that aren't adequately in the holiday spirit. You know what I mean?
Beast! Yes! Bring back the true Halloween spirit! And funny enough, he actually is not wrong. During, like, the 40s and, like, the 30s and the 50s and shit, like, in Halloween... Like, kids, like, the whole trick-or-treat was literally a trick-or-treat. Like, you either give us a treat because we're extorting you, and trying to, give you a nice little presentation with, like, a costume and shit. But, if you do not give us a treat, we'll give you a trick by, like, TPing your house, egging it, and this and that. Like, dude, there was, like, some legit, like, edgy fucking, like, like, you know, like kind of lost skirt and shit going on, you know, what that kids are doing with Halloween stuff. And I want that shit back. Don't even see that shit no more. Dude, am I wrong though? Am I wrong though? Like, I mean, you don't see kids doing that shit no more. It's like Halloween got too family friendly. That shit got a little too family friendly. It's like, I mean, like, when's the last time you seen like a pair of 8-year-olds and older fucking going around and fucking like trick or treat, but oh, hey, you didn't give us treats, so now we're gonna trick you and egg your house and shit, or TP it, or whatever the fuck. Like, when's the last time?
They had one basket full of candy and another basket full of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Trick or treat.
See? He knows. Boomer knows. Disagree with TJ here? Nah, see, I'm in full agreement with TJ here.
New Year's tradition, stand in front of the mirror, take my pants down, and watch the balls drop.
Oh my god. They can still get candy, but they have to give half of the kids the actual good costume. Yeah, you know what? You know what? Fair enough. Actually, you know what? To that point, I agree with that part. But broadly, I did not disagree with TJ.
Halloween, classic Halloween, traditional Halloween. People are always talking about American values, traditional values, but no one ever talks about traditional Halloween. Halloween used to be a night of teenagers running amok, smashing shit throughout the city.
Dude, honestly, he's not even wrong. Dude, there was literally, like, during the 30s, I shit you not, there was news articles about, like, you know, crazy bands of teenagers and shit on Halloween that would, like, do shit like this. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, I mean, TJ is legitimately not wrong when he says stuff like this. I'm just letting you know. It sounds a little hyperbolic, but he really is not wrong.
Trick-or-treat thing rose up as like hey, don't destroy my property and act wild. Instead, take some candy.
Yeah.
And it's like, you gave us candy. You bribed us with candy not to destroy your property. We will not destroy your property. We will destroy your neighbor's property instead.
Because they did not give us candy.
That's traditional Halloween. You might not like it, because, you know, we're all namby-pamby these days, but still, you know, that's what it's supposed to be, and I'm bringing it back to those roots. Christmas is mostly fine, too. You know, and I love the spirit of togetherness, peace on earth, goodwill to men, but I think Christmas could do with a little bit more edge, folks.
True! Christmas needs edge. That's the only time I'm ever going to do, like, the whole hand clap meme in between every word. Christmas needs more edge. Like, it does. It truly does.
A little bit. I'm not saying you have to turn Christmas into a second Halloween or something. But American Christmas, you know, just Krampus. Bring back Krampus, for instance. I mean,
for real. Like, honestly. And bring back, like, the whole coal, and the whole, like, you know, sock stuffing thing, you know? Like, we need, like, some edge back in Christmas. I mean, not a lot. You know, I agree with TJ. We don't need, like, you know, to be, like, Halloween edge status or anything. Just get Krampus back in there, get, like, the coal, you know, back in there, you know, get a little edge, you know, and, like, we need a little garnish. You know, it's like that last little bit of garnish on the dish, you know, it's right there. I don't know why it's the noise for the garnish being dripped on the dish, but that's what it is. But, you know, it's like, that's what you need sometimes. It's like, you need a little garnish. That's all you need sometimes. And Christmas, it needs that shit. It needs a little edge. Not a lot. It needs some Krampus. It needs a little of the coal and stuff like that. But it needs some edge, though. A little bit. You know, it needs to be brought back for Halloween baked goods. Oh, dude, for real, dude. True. I remember it was very rare, but every now and then, I would get like a tiny little like, you know, like a little wrap thing, like a little, like, like a little bag, basically, that had some baked goods in it. Very rarely, but you would go to a house that would have, like, a little nice grandma that made, like, a shitload of cookies or, like, a shitload of something. And it would have, like, 4 or 5, you know, or something like that, you know, stashed in, like, a little bag, and it would give that shit to you. I remember for, like, a couple Halloweens where there would be some people like that. Not often, but every now and then. And, dude, those houses were the fucking hookup. Like, those and, like, the king-size candies. Like, those were the hookups right there. Grandma's passing outside. I never got that, but goddamn, if I ever got that shit, I would just, like, bow down and just, like, give them my blessings and, like, do ritual sacrifices for them. I would anything to please them. Like, if I ever got that shit, oh my god. That would just be like the creme de la creme right there.
Kind of been easing him back into the holiday for a minute now. But I think it's time to just make it official. I don't think kids are sufficiently scared of coal in their stockings, but a demon who's coming to literally drag them to hell and beat the shit out of them, that's pretty metal. And I think that is a great Christmas. Oh, and...
oh, yeah, by the way, the ones who give out toothpaste, yeah, they get the eggs.
I think it should be against the law to play any Christmas music or put up any Christmas decorations before December 1st. Like, if I see, like, any of that shit in November...
You know what, I will admit, thank fucking God that my, like, store does not play Christmas music until after December. I've noticed that, and I'm just like, oh, thank God. Like, they don't totally fight, you know, they don't totally push it until after December, and it's like, thank goodness. I'll fight TJ on this. Oh, God, I might have to fight you on this, but here, I'm gonna swing a leak real quick. I'll be right back. Ugh. But I'll prep my arguments for that. Alright, you little turd. Dude, you're lucky you're coming with me because Drew will be mad at you as soon as he sees that fucking thing. Drew's gonna be happy as soon as he sees that. Your butt. You're ridiculous. Bumping into everything. Ain't that my job? You can make new X-Mix music. I'm trying to say there needs to be more edgy Christmas songs, but but it comes to first, I'm in the Christmas spirit. Well, there should be, you know, in agreement with TJ, right? Because he's saying that shit should be, you know, after December 1st when it comes to Christmas music. And honestly, like, there could be some pretty cool, edgy, like, cool, like, metal songs that are Christmas and shit. Like, you know, like, I mean, one that's Christmas related, that's a kind of a Christmas song that I like, personally, that's also a ballad, which I'm not necessarily, you know, big fan of ballads, but a good one is The Christmas Truce by Sabaton. Actually, I think that was the song that kind of kicked off my little karaoke thing that I've been doing lately. But at least when it comes to that song, it's, you know, it's a Christmas song, but it's a World War I song too, and an anti-war song as well. But either way, like, I mean, the Christmas songs can be pretty awesome and shit, and actually be pretty, you know, pretty good. But like, there needs to actually be more variety and more expansion on that, you know? It's like, and more, like, creative, like, individual works on that type of stuff instead of just, like, rehashing the same shit, you know what I mean? I don't crack this one yet. Just kind of want to save this for, show with the mamas.
I say
November 1st? Okay, now I disagree with you. November 1st is a little ridiculous. December 1st, not November. That's... No. See, now I'm on the fire. I'm on the downhill that it's December 1st, not November. No.
In their house down, all right? So, you got Gluttony Day in August.
Oh, no, I made it a mod. Get out of here. No, fuck you. Don't be a mod.
First half of the year.
Oh, my God.
Now, that's 3 big holidays in the second half of the year, but what about the first half? Still looking pretty damn sparse, right? So this is where we're going to need some new holidays to fill up the gaps a little bit. So, because Christmas is too goddamn expensive, I think January and February can be recovery months. No one wants to celebrate anything in February anyway. As someone born in February, I can tell you that firsthand. My birthdays have always sucked because no one wants to celebrate shit in a short, cold, bitter month.
I kind of agree a little bit. Well, he's getting rid of Thanksgiving in November anyway. I mean, true, but still, that feels still that, like, it's too early. Yeah, it just feels too early. Because what's the day before? Halloween. Like, it still feels early, dude.
But here's the thing. On the first Sunday of March, we kick off Drug Appreciation Week.
CJ was slid back out of my home. It's like after Halloween, it's like, jingle bells, jingle all the way. And then it's just like, nope, I'm out.
This is where everybody just gets fucked up on their drug of choice for a week.
Taking out modded bands.
No one says shit to them about it. Society comes to a screeching halt as everyone just basically parties for a week solid, and the rest of March is basically just 3 weeks of recovery from whatever the hell you got up to. You know? What happens during Drug Appreciation Week stays in Drug Appreciation Week.
And I am all in favor of this.
You get it. In May, we've got some socially conscious holidays. Because, I bet people, a lot of guilt.
I have a slight contention with this part that's about to come up, but we'll, let it play through first.
Consciences from Drug Appreciation Week. So it's time for some socially conscious holidays. Some holidays that, are there for a reason. They're there to remind us of what's truly important. So, for instance, on May 1st, we have Shooting Prevention Day, where all the nation's 8s and 9s and 10s have to sleep with an incel, to keep the rest of us safe. This is their civic duty. This is for the good of the lands, people.
Good of the lands.
As we all know, you break off a little piece for the incels once a year, and they know that day is coming. Maybe they're not so eager to go shoot up the school or the hospital or the 7-Eleven or whatever the hell. Maybe they're not so into the right-wing ideology anymore. They're just marking the days until, next May. On May 15th, we have Boss Punching Day. A day, this is basically my answer to
Yeah, I agree. It should also apply to female incels.
Day. Labor Day, get a day off, and everybody, oh, wow.
I mean, he never specified a gender, so I'm assuming he means also male and female.
Appreciate our workers. Bullshit.
By the way, here's where I have a little disagreement. Like, let's get more in detail about the boss, slap your boss day on May 15th. Here's my addendum. Make, prevent shootings day, or whatever the fuck you called it, on May 15th instead, and make this day on May 1st. Make the day he's about to talk about right here on May 1st, and flip the one he was just talking about for the day he mentioned on May 15th, and then I will agree with this, hands down, without, any disagreement at all.
Punching Day. A day where you and your coworkers get to select one among you.
Me.
To give your boss a punch in the fucking face.
Amen. Oh, yeah, I love that shit. Hey, hold on. Hey, what are you doing? Are you trying to, eat candles now? I chucked these at you, and now you're trying to like, you boob. I'm gonna chuck these at you, but now I know you're gonna start chewing on candles. You fucking son of a bitch. What do you, stop chewing on everything. Okay, okay, that's... Anyway.
So if you're a boss that's treated your employees pretty well, you know, they're probably going to only select the 98-pound weakling among them.
Okay, hold on. Like, look at this shit! Look at this little faggot little motherfucker! You bastard! Yeah, wag your little tail, you little prick! Yeah, that's what you get. You are a son of a bitch, man. You are a son of a bitch. Quite literally, too.
A little love tap, maybe just bump you on the chin a little bit. But if you've been some kind of slave-driving douchebag, they're gonna get the burliest of the ranks to come lay your shitbag ass out. And
you know what? You know what? If that, honestly, I know who to volunteer as tribute. Like, I know someone who used to be, you know, in the military, a veteran, you know, big boy. Like, dude, I know that guy can lay a fucking punch, man. He still can, dude. He's just got the build, you know? And it's just like, you know what? I volunteer him as tribute. Now, I know he would not deny it either.
And if you don't, you might think you can get out of it, but like, I won't hire anyone that's tough enough to give me a punch like that. Well, they can commission somebody. They can go find a local boxer and
Based.
hire him for the day. They got the power to do that. You know, so you better watch your ass. What you do the rest of the year might come back to bite you on May 15th. And if your ass happens to hit the ground a little too...
May 1st. Again, make those two holidays flipped. Make the May 1st all day, May 15th, and make this day May 1st. We're all in agreement.
Have a little brain hemorrhage bleed. Happen to, you know, maybe the EMS, they ain't working that day. I don't know. So you better be fucking careful, boss. That's all I got to say. On May 30th, we have Shut Up Already Day. A day when finally everyone shuts the hell up and stops their incessant goddamn blather. And anyone who
I like this.
talks, you just have social permission to smack the ever-loving piss out of them, and the cops will look the other way.
I agree.
Those are my socially conscious holidays. I think those will make the world a better place. Then, in late June and early July, we have Carnivoria, a 2-week celebration of meat and barbecue where everyone is encouraged to go massively overboard on the whole summer barbecue thing. And being invited to a barbecue is a valid excuse to not show up to work or...
You know what? Honestly, this also makes a valid reason to volunteer for a specific, you know, work line of work at my work, at least. Because think about it, when it comes to this type of holiday, that means our grocery store has the fucking barbecue shit set up right in front of the store, right out front, where you get, you know, where one of us at the deli gets to have a shift working that motherfucker. And I personally love doing that shit, because goddamn, you know, getting some ribs making up, getting those coals going and shit. Oh my god, dude, I love doing that type of stuff. So it's like, and honestly, there's been a few years where they actually would just make the courtesies do that for some goddamn reason, like the people that would, like, you know, that don't work in the food specific type of like service and shit, that, you know, handle the carts and all that other shit, right? Like, they'll make them do it, and we would have to go out there every now and then to try to help them because they wouldn't know what they're doing. It's like, why are they doing this? Like, just have me out there, have someone else out there, for fuck, like, shit, like, just people that are capable of doing so. It's like, goddamn. But no, they didn't want to do that for some reason. So it's just like, I mean, you know, like, there was a few times where that happened and shit. But nonetheless, at least if I was able to at least get, you know, word and edgewise and shit, dude, I was pretty much like one of the dudes out there. And dude, honestly, I never heard a complaint, because I mean, it's awesome shit. I mean, I love it. Like, I mean, to have like a whole month where I don't have to work at the fucking deli and I just get to be out there barbecuing ribs and shit. I mean, think about it. You don't get to, like, in the deli department, you don't get to have, like, a Bluetooth speaker to fucking, like, you know, bump your own music and fucking, like, you know, just chill out there with glasses, have a little bit more of a looser dress code and the whole shebang. You don't get that shit when you're working in the deli department inside a store, But if you're working out there, you get that looser dress code and shit, because sometimes it might be a little chilly, it might be a little windy, you might need a hoodie, you might, you know. And also, at least when it comes to music shit, they don't really give a fuck because it's not inside a store, you know, it's outside. I mean, as long as it's not too vulgar, but, you know, hey, are they going to notice? No. It's like if they happen to see a manager walk out, just change the song. There you go. Boom. Like, it really ain't that hard. You know, it's like, it's just nice. I mean, I love it. It's like one of the things I do generally look forward to when it comes to, like, my type of job, when I know that shit's out there. It's like, I'm going. It's just like, I'm going to be doing that now, thank you. But, you know, to have a whole month of that shit, oh, hell yeah. Dude, I don't give a fuck. I'll do that shit. Dude, I rock that type of station right there. Like, I mean, I want that.
Or social gathering, for that matter. Even important ones, like, oh man, Grandma's funeral? Oh, geez, I wish I could make it, but this smoked brisket, bro. And I know what you're thinking. What about vegans? What about vegetarians? I've thought about that. They can go to work. Obviously, these are just the major holidays, all right? I think we still need a few little nonsense holidays peppered around, but I feel like they need to be more personalized. So here's what I'm thinking. Every person in America should be able to create 3 holidays that apply only to them. One built around their favorite activity, one built around their favorite person, and their birthday. So maybe you love spanking and Todd McFarlane and you were born on June 11th. So you can have a spanking day where you get to stay home from work and spank somebody. You have to arrange your own person, obviously, but it's a valid day off for you. Then you get Todd McFarlane's birthday off, or the next, you know, nearest work day to that. And on your birthday, you get that day off as well, by law, and every restaurant across the land must feed you for free. Within reason. You obviously can't go in and just be like, give me the whole menu or something, but they have to give you a reasonably sized meal for free, gratis, because it's your goddamn birthday. Okay, so
Base.
That's my holiday reform plan. It's in its infancy. I'm willing to take suggestions. I mean, it's still developing. I haven't cemented this. I haven't, you know, haven't written the decree out or anything yet. But I'm just running it by you guys. See what you think. Are you?
I mean, I will say that there's, I feel like there could be some patches around the edges a little bit. I mean, but also as a broad synopsis, I don't tend to disagree. I mean, you know, the whole St. Patty's thing from the very beginning, you're like, aye, it's like, I'm not like, very too keen about that one, mate. Yeah, I went Australian at that. I don't, whatever, fuck it, I don't care. But, like, I mean, you know, you got that going on, and it's like, I don't know, that could probably just be reformed into just, like, you know, National Drinking Day or something. I don't fucking know. Like, you know, like, everyone is able to have, like, one free shot at a bar or something like that. Or, like, one free beer or something. I don't fucking know. Like, I mean, something like that. I mean, we could work around the edges with that one. But, like, you know, and then, Thanksgiving thing, mid-August, I mean, obviously, you know, I'm okay with that. I think, you know, the whole, like, holiday, you know, Christmas thing, and then, like, cutting out, like, other ones because of the religiosity aspects. Like, I think, you know, just make the entire month of December, just like the whole holiday month, you know, can override, I think, a lot of that type of shit. I think, you know, just making the entire month, just like the winter solstice holiday month season, you know, again, I mean, whatever you want to call it, you know, it's just like, I think that would work. You know, again, I could compromise with, like, the first week, you know, like, not being that, but the rest of the month being so. But nonetheless, you know, it's like, yeah, I think that would work out. You know, there's, I feel like there could be some patches around the edges, like the May months, like the first 2 holidays I was mentioning, flip those around. I think that shit would be Gucci. You know, there's a few things here and there, but all in all, I think it has a pretty good gist about, like, you know, the reforms for the holidays and stuff.
Or do you think it sucks? Do you like it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you got a suggestion, like for a holiday that you might want to see, lay it on me. I might consider adding it. I
don't know yet, but maybe, I don't know, maybe there could be.
Placing one of mine with yours. Look, I'm an egomaniac, but if you got an idea better than my idea, I will throw my idea in the trash and put your idea right up on that pedestal in a second.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what you guys are doing for New Year's tonight, but me and my co-host on DFF are going to be spending 6 hours watching...
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I'm not going to turn mine yet, but I should... I'm not going to show any of it, but I could do like a news report, but like, yes, I'm hearing the audio.
Ushering in the new year for every...
This is what's happening. Do a little commentary.
Alaska and Hawaii, I'm sorry, you just don't count. I know that sounds freaking horrible because it is, but, you know, why would we want to usher in the new year with that bloviating nitwit, one of the most insufferable humans to ever exist? But our patrons do seem to love us suffering, and it is for patrons only.
It is, which is why I'm going to give you my gist of it. You know, here, let's look. Let's see. How bad is it? Again, I'm not going to show it. I'm not even going to... Here, I'll make sure these are on first. I want to give a synopsis. I want to see how... Here. Is it on? Is it? Nope, not yet. Come on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. Cow. Alright. Here, let's see what the synopsis is. Alright. I'll give a commentary of what I'll be observing. Alright, here it is, the gauntlet. Alright. Oh, I'm not even kidding. The first words I hear is, so this autistic abuse victim. I'm not even kidding. Those are the first words I hear. And then what the hell do you think when you're 13? Oh my god, what is Jordan Peterson talking about? Oh my god, what is happening? Oh my god, dude, this is, oh boy, oh my god, this is great. Holy shit. So it's like, so you're 13 and then what? You have a domineering mother and then, you know, it's like, what do you think then? It's like, oh no, and, oh god. Oh boy, dude, holy shit. It's a gauntlet. It truly is. I mean, this, oh, fuck me, dude, holy shit. I'm gonna play it again. So, something about an autistic person with a domineering mother who doesn't know how to think. Oh my... Wait, so it's like Jordan Peterson trying to condescend about... Honestly, this guy has a little dog on me now that I think about it. It's Jordan Peterson trying to say that, like, oh, you're an autistic person, which I actually am. And it's like being like, oh, well, you have, like, a domineering mother, which, I mean, you know, early in life, sure. Later in life, she loosened up and not really... It's just about that grandma. No, it's not the grandma thing. It's some other random clip. I don't even know what clip they're watching. I just literally tapped into it. I'm just commentating about what I'm observing. You know, I'm not, you know, like showing anything, but it's just like the clip is about apparently like, oh my god, they're well over halfway through the clip. I mean, so I don't even know, dude, but it's like apparently about like, I don't know. I mean, it's out of context, so it's like, I mean, it's kind of hard to, like, describe, but I think it's about, like, you know, oh, you know, like, there's, like, the chaos of, like, you know, the cultural order of, like, you know, is caused, like, a kid, you know, to be autistic because of a domineering mother or something. I don't know, maybe something like that. Here, I'll play it again. I want to... I mean, he has a guest on the clip, so there's something that she said too, which I didn't hear. Which actually, okay, so now climate is being discussed? This was broadly just like a climate topic? Okay, so there's a lot of word salad that I guess, you know, somehow an autistic child having a domineering mother somehow went into the word salads. I think the topic is more broadly about climate. I sound like I'm insane, probably, you know, just commentating, you know, what I am listening and observing, but I'm not kidding. Oh, I see what it is now. Now the juice of the source of the video was mentioned, Greta Thunberg. Okay, so you have an autistic child, which Greta Thunberg also is. Well, she's not even a child anymore. She's an adult. She's 19, so she's legally, especially now at this point, an adult. She's not even a kid anymore. Which honestly, conservatives and people like Jordan Peterson saying that she's still a child, or a girl at this point is kind of insulting. But she's an adult now. She's a woman. But, yeah, does she, whatever. Anyway, but, I mean, it's just, it's basically, it's just now I see why the whole, domineering mother about, I see where that part came in now. Because now, because I was, related towards Greta Thunberg because, she has, I guess, maybe, just assuming, because, again, I tuned in randomly. But I'm assuming because, she got into the whole climate shit because of a domineering mother and it's been just, used as a pawn for climate, woke science or whatever the fuck. And because of, the climate denialism that Jordan Peterson pushes. That's just a random guess, but I think that's what, the clip is about, just from what I can get at. And also something else about, Jordan Peterson dogging on her being a woman, too, as well, specifically, on top of that, so she doesn't know what she's talking about because, the broader use of being a pawn, too. Playing again, by the way. No. Have you considered the application of the, not all? I probably sound like I probably looked very insane just laughing randomly like that. Okay, these guys are actually legitimately going insane. How long have I been doing this? 4.5 hours already so far. They're going insane already. They are slowly but surely definitely going insane. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's my little third person perspective commentary of what was going on there. And yeah, there was probably a lot of confusion, and a lot of me looking like I was probably insane, but yeah, honestly, because what was going on was the slow divulsion into the chaotic insanity that is the diaspora of Jordan Peterson's psychosis. So, I don't blame the boys. I don't blame Paul, Scott, or TJ, for going insane slowly but surely. They don't realize it, but but I could tell. Anyway, though, I do have to, go, meet Mama. Make sure that, be with her for New Year's and shit, so. I'll make sure I have this nice, fat, juicy bowl smoked up for y'all. And I'll have this last little drink for her. When I see Mama. Probably gonna drink it on the way there. Zukov, do not look sleepy. You know what? We need to make sure this boy is awakened. Look at this little turd. Look at this little turd sleeping over here. No. I refuse to accept this. Yeah, look at you. You little demon. Arise, arise, boy. Oh, look at those little chompers. Look at those little teeth. You got big old teeth, but you never use them. You never use these damn things. See, you never use them. You're pathetic. You're a pathetic boy. You only snarl because I make you. You're a goof. Oh, look at you. Look at this sweet little baby. Look at this sweet little face. Oh, you sweet little baby. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, look at this sweet little face. Just goofy boy. But don't be so sleepy. Because you're going on a walk. Yeah. That's what's going on there. Ah. Ah. Come on. Come on, phone. It's literally for like 2 seconds. You can't like stand up for like 2 Oh my god, okay. Wow, fuck you too, phone. You're a piece of shit. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Goddamn. You know what? Boop. Hitting away. What are you doing? Don't lay down. Get over here. Get up. Get ready. Come on. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Get ready, boy. Don't be a little goof. Yeah. Got that phone. Ball's been cashed out yet. But anyway, I will say this will be, I guess, officially the last stream of the year. And then, whenever I decide to stream again, which is obviously probably very likely either be before I go to work or after work tomorrow, but that'll be the New Year's stream. Shit, that's gonna be a little like fucking like interesting to think about. Like, fuck, it's now 2023. This year is gonna be interesting. Because honestly, it's like, I think about this year, it's like, you know, there's a lot of crazy shit, a lot of wacky stuff, a lot of legit, like, event changing things and shit like that. But, all in all, I think still kind of a kick-ass year. At least, you know, for me at least, you know, it's like, there was some good shit. Definitely, you know, a little bit of a roller coaster, but I think all in all, you know, kind of, you know, trending its way up. So, I honestly, you know, will say that I am a little excited about some prospects about the year coming up. Because I know, at least, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, specific, like, job opportunities and things like that, you know, at least later, you know, I guess around this time next year, about, yeah, there will at least, you know, definitely be some new opportunities arising and shit. And that is where I'll be a little excited by it. But anyway, peace out, at least for this year. And we'll call good for, you know, that. And be back around for the next year. Nom 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 nom. Oh my fucking god, what was that? Holy! You loud little son of a bitch. Even Zuka had to let out one last little war. But hey, all we can say is that we fucked this year in the asshole. And we're just gonna fuck the next year in the asshole right again. So, peace out, and I'll see y'all.